How we doing?
I can hear you.
Well, I can hear you. I don't know if they can hear us, but
Hey, test.
Green lights are on like they said it should be. So
if you were out in Streamland and you were checking and catching out the quadrangular tonight, the wrestlers, please feel free to shoot us a text. This is Coach Donnie Sears, 402-618-3406, and let us know if you have any issues with the volume or if we can change something or make it more enjoyable for you. Even if it is saying, hey, Sears, just be quiet.
You know how many girls are going to be calling out you gave out your phone number?
I bet that's the case.
Coach Sears, Coach Thompson here, bringing you the live broadcast of tonight's wrestling quad with Southwest Iowa Warriors trainer, Tri-Center, and Woodbine. Fixing to be some good wrestling, Coach.
Yeah, I tell you what, schools that are known for their wrestling programs all coming together on the first Tuesday night of the season, Coach, getting ready for that first weekend tournament coming up. So all these guys have been at it for a couple weeks and trying to cut that weight, get down to, and they're not where they're going to be, but this is a good starting point for a lot of them, and I bet they're excited to get this first one going.
Yes, I guarantee you there's a few jitters going on right now, and what a better way to get rid of them than blowing that whistle and going toe-to-toe on the mat.
Absolutely. Tell you what, I'll quickly run down through the starting lineups, but, Coach, I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
The one I'm going to announce here in a second for the live one, it's got all the change on it. If I could read you one now, it's just going to change.
Right, I understand that, and we'll cut when they start the national anthem, and hopefully you folks can hear that at home when it comes. As Miss Zavadil's got her pep band up there, raring to go.
Well, Coach, while we're trying to kill a couple seconds, why don't we throw a few terms out there that you might hear us saying this evening?
Okay, you want to start or you want me to start?
Are we going to go with pinning combinations, or where do you want to go with it?
No, let's just make it wide, a wide range here.
All right,
okay?
Sounds good.
I'll start. I'll start the party. Let's go. How about I'm going to take your first one, your favorite one, the cow catcher.
Cow catcher, from the neutral position where they're both up, huh? Little takedown, throw them to their back. You know, I'm going to take my favorite pinning combination. I didn't win a lot of matches, but by God, when I did, I usually used the butcher.
The butcher, huh?
Yeah. Plus, my dad's a meat cutter.
I was just saying, your dad's a meat cutter. Kind of goes together, doesn't it? Yes. The old butcher, that's kind of where they get a hold of that arm and bring it across the body for that pinning combination like you're talking about. There's no knives used.
No.
No sharp weapons of any kind. But how about the old power half?
Power half. You know, last night we watched the young ladies wrestle, and there was a lot of single-leg takedowns.
Yes, there was.
Those girls from, it was Sioux City North.
Yeah.
They were very good at single-leg takedowns.
They were. Well, we're on takedowns. One of my favorite takedowns to watch is the fireman's carry.
Fireman's carry. I bet we see a few tonight. I know a couple of the guys wrestle for Southwest Iowa for the home team. They will use fireman's carry. I think maybe Edelman and Johnson both like fireman's carry. How about another takedown? We'll stick with the takedowns. Go headlock.
Headlock. Ooh, we saw a few of them last night.
Yeah.
Some ferocious ones.
Yeah.
Aggressive lady wrestling, and there was some great headlocks.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. I think you probably were in the middle of one last night, too, when you mouthed off to your wife during Monday Night Football, huh?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's a lot of things I was in the middle of. Get myself in trouble.
Oh, boy. Well, you know, when I wrestled, unfortunately, I spent a lot of time on the bottom. So one of my favorite moves to get out of there was a switch.
A switch. You couldn't do a stand-up, huh?
Well, I did a few times, but I relied more on the switch. I got pretty good at that. That was kind of my favorite one. But you could also have done a set-out, too, if you're on the bottom, right?
The stand-up, sit-out switch, the three staples from underneath, right? I guess last night we did see a young lady do a side roll, or we used to call it the barrel roll, right? You kind of turn in, grab the arm on the bottom, and you roll and try to bring that top wrestler over. We had a young lady do that last night for a couple points for the Southwest Iowa Warriors.
And, you know, that's normally a kind of a big guy move, that grab the arm and roll, do the old barrel roll. But that was kind of a lighter weight gal that used that move the other night, and it worked successfully.
Well, we're going to try to have fun tonight as we bring you this duel. We'll focus our attention on, obviously, the home team, the Southwest Iowa Warriors, and the camera will be focused on that mat, the black mat with the red center circle. And if that duel ends early or prior to the one on the other side, the other mat, we will try to switch cameras, and we won't know the exact names or anything, but we'll bring you at least the action to the best we can.
Yeah, so Coach Sears is going to go down and handle the PA announcements on the microphone here at the gymnasium, and we're going to just kind of let you see if you can't hear the festivities that are going on, and we'll just take a break here. Once again, if you're just tuning in, it's the Wrestling Quad. Southwest Iowa Warriors, the trainer, Tri-Center, and Woodbine tonight. Just getting ready to kick off the opening ceremonies here in the national anthem for a festive evening that we'll touch base on a little bit more information on here as we go. Yep, and there you have it. The opening ceremonies right there. Great job, Coach Sears. That had to be quite the honor to get to introduce the great Roger Eitzman and his staff, Tim and Travis and Coach Graham.
Three guys have meant a lot to me personally in my professional career, and even before that, we talked last night with Coach Eitzman being from, I grew up in Hamburg and obviously you in Farragut, that Roger sure meant a lot to not only this community in Sydney, but to surrounding communities, because I can tell as many stories about Coach Eitzman when I was competing against his teams as I can coaching with him. But, what an honor to get to see Coach again get to worked with him in football, obviously, for a number of years, and he was a mentor to me. And when I first got here, I was assistant wrestling coach with Tim. Tim Travis was the head coach, and Mark. So those two guys have kind of broke me into the system.
Speaking of broke, I got broke in by Tim and Mark as well. Many times at wrestling practice, I had to wrestle with those guys, or got the privilege of wrestling with those guys.
I tell you what, they would break you. Those are two tough animals right there.
I can remember,
and great coaches.
I can remember it like it was yesterday. Coach Eitzman, he come down to Farragut as a Farragut graduate, as you said, and he come down to Farragut and recruited us to come up here and wrestle for Sydney there a few years before they became the Raiders and won the state championship. But man, that was a thrill to sit across the table from that man and then just get to wrestle for him for 2 years and get to coach, like you said. It's what a privilege. And there's our first match of the night right there, that quick.
Gabe Johnson, at 120 pounds, took a forfeit. It looks like Woodbine must have decided to bump away from Gabe. And Gabe is senior, and Coach, he's on pace to maybe do something special tonight. There's no pressure on him, but I think he has a chance to maybe get his 100th win, if I read that correctly.
That would be it. Sure be special to see it here tonight, but don't know, when you're a good wrestler like Gabe is, a state qualifier wrestler, that they're going to run from you. It's just kind of
they're going to bounce around. It's common sense if they can bump and take a forfeit somewhere instead of maybe giving up any points to the senior state qualifier. And Gabe, we'll talk plenty about Gabe tonight, but he is a returning state qualifier for us, Coach, and got great experience at the state meet last year, and I know he's got big hopes and big plans for this year. He's a hard worker, and it looks like both teams are going to be open at
126.
126, Woodbine has Caden Arocho listed on the program, but we'll see what happens if they're going to bump him up to wrestle Seth Edelman, or if both guys are going to, as we wait for Trek Wrestling to catch up.
Well, if they did that, it'd be senior on senior there.
And if they don't, it's going to be open. It's going to be forfeit, meaning Arocho's going to take a forfeit for Woodbine, and Seth's going to walk out and take a forfeit for Southwest Iowa. So we'll see what coaches decide to do. Again, we're kind of in a stall pattern here, waiting for the technology to catch up. And once again, if you're at home listening and there's any kind of issues, you need us to speak up or turn the volume up or down.
Please let us know.
Please let us know. You're not going to hurt our feelings. Especially mine, because I will push all blame on Coach Thompson, so you won't hurt my feelings whatsoever.
I got big shoulders. I'm used to it. It's all right. I'll take it. As our match is going on, which I know you can't see the other mat, the red mat, but Trainer and Woodbine are on that mat. I'm sorry, Trainer and Tri-Center are on that mat, the red mat.
And that's what Woodbine did. They took a forfeit with Caden Arocho, so that makes the team score 6-6 as returning two-time state qualifier now, Coach, right? Seth Adam was a two-time state qualifier.
Yep.
And, he had his mindset on the medal last year, and he made it. He was just real close to that medal round, and I know that absolutely that's on his.
Well, I'm telling you, he's a possessed man, and it's not going to shy away from him this year.
No.
His off-season was spent strictly on wrestling, and about has to be anymore to get to that level.
Yeah. And Seth's going to walk out and take a forfeit there, so there's another win. And Seth has something special maybe that could possibly happen tonight. I think if he would happen to win all three of his matches, he will move into the lead, sole possession of the all-time wins leader on the Southwest Iowa Warrior record board.
Quite an accomplishment. A lot of good wrestlers in front of him there.
Then we don't want to get our Southwest Iowa Raiders from 92-93 mixed up with our Southwest Iowa Warriors, and then Maverick Morgan goes out and takes a forfeit at 138 because Woodbine's open. So right now there's a string of forfeits. We'll eventually get a match here for you.
Looks like maybe here we're going to get one.
At 144, we got Blake Schaff, a sophomore, who really, Coach, I was impressed with him last year as a freshman on the mat. Did a lot of good things, and he's going to wrestle Lane Thomas, I believe, Coach, another sophomore from Woodbine.
Sophomore versus sophomore. Our first real match of the night. No forfeit this time.
And I'm going to let you do Coach, I'll let you do the little play-by-play, and I'll just pop in with something. I don't want to say smart, so I'll just pop in with something every now and then.
Right. Well, for those following along, Southwest Iowa Warriors, Schaff will be the green band on his leg, and the red band will be the Woodbine wrestler, Thomas. Both wrestlers fighting head position here. Schaff, aggressive. Kind of the shorter wrestler here. Look for that length to maybe leave a leg or two for him. Schaff with a nice little single leg attempt there. Nice 2-point takedown. Does a good job. Spins around. He'll cover in the referee position.
Really nice shot. Quick on his feet. Finished it with a flurry there. He wasted no time.
Very smooth. He does a great job breaking down the opponent. He's got him flat to his belly now, working the arm bar. Working the wrist control. Also keeping the leg covered at the same time makes it hard for the opponent to get up, but opponent does a good job getting back to its base. Schaff with an ankle and a tight waist. Now he'll work the wrist, keep them together. Great job with his hips. Breaks his opponent back down to the mat again, trying to roll the wrist.
Blake's doing a good job of applying pressure up top. He's not allowing Thomas to get to base up very easily. He's doing a lot of good job of pressure. Keep pressure on the hips.
Back to the wrist, and we're going to get a stall call. A warning on red. Warning on red warning on green.
Warning on green. And maybe he's doing a little bit too much. He was putting so much pressure on him. So you got to crawl off the side. You can't just ride somebody. When we say ride, we're talking about staying on top. And he stayed parallel. He was right on top of him with all that pressure. And the referee's going to make him. Steve Lefevre's going to make him go off the side and work a pinning combination.
I want to see you moving forward here. So Schaffel trying to work inside the arms again.
And if you're watching him, you can see how now he's moved. Now that Blake's moved off to the side, and that's what they want. That's what the rules say we have to do. We have to get off the side and give that bottom wrestler an opportunity to base up.
That also put yourself in. And there's the power half attempt. It quickly leaves. We're down to just a few seconds left in the first period, and that'll be it. The first period, Schaff leads 2-0 for the Southwest Iowa Warriors.
Looks like Woodbine's choice on to start the second period. We'll see if he's going to choose up, down, neutral, or defer. He defers to the third period, so it goes to Schaff, who will be able to choose bottom, top, or both on their feet. He chooses he's going to be on the bottom, which is probably the easiest to score in, although kids are getting so good on their feet, Coach. Neutral now is almost
right
for a lot of guys.
Schaff's pretty quick here. I look for him to explode right off the whistle, which he does a great job by the Woodbine wrestler to trap the arm. Now grabs an ankle. Schaff quick to his feet there, trying to get the hands to release. Back up again. Great job by Schaff getting back to his feet once again. Trying to arch the hips and free the hands. He's free. There's a point. Makes it 3-0 for Schaff for the Warriors. Back to work in the head tie. He had a great shot just a few minutes ago in the first period. There it is again. Another shot for 2-point takedown.
Love how he turned the corner.
Very
I thought
nice.
Maybe he didn't get deep enough on the shot, but as soon as his knees hit the mat and he felt any weight come on top of him, he turned the corner really quickly.
Very nice.
Secured that 2-point takedown.
2-on-1 there on the knee and the ankle to break that down, and works the arm inside on inside arm bar there. Needs to get off to the side again here, so he's not warned for another stall call or called for another stall call, so he's attempting to. Schaff doing a good job of trying to roll his opponent, but opponent is we got an intentional dangerous call, or what's the
potentially dangerous call.
Apparently Schaff had that arm maybe just a little bit too far cranked. Schaff will start in the up position here, leading 5-0, excuse me, after the takedown. And there's Woodbine's first points of the match.
Thomas did a great job of getting up and out from underneath that.
5-1 here. Schaff's got 2 takedowns, goes for his third attempt there. He's got the leg, he's in on it. Can he finish the job? Good face mask and a sprawl by the Woodbine wrestler. Good defense.
That time, he didn't quite get deep enough for the Woodbine wrestler. Thomas did a good job of sprawling back and not allowing him to suck that leg in and turn the corner.
Back to the center of the mat with both wrestlers tying up the head.
We got 25 seconds left in period 2. Good deep shot.
Schaff's got another deep shot in. It looks like he'll get the 2-point takedown. Makes the score 7-1 with 16 seconds to go in the second period. Schaff dominant on his feet here.
Yeah,
Coach.
three takedowns that he's secured so far.
Having a hard time turning this wrestler, but really making an effort here. No back points as the whistle blows to end the period. It's 7-1 in favor of Schaff. And it'll be the Woodbine wrestler's choice of decision as to whether to go down or up. Here's the Woodbine wrestler's chosen down, so Schaff will start in the up position to start this third period, leading 7-1. Once again, both wrestlers just sophomores, but both show an aggressive nature. And
we got caution green. I think that obviously Blake must have touched the bottom wrestler a little before the referee, Steve Lefevre, told him he was allowed to.
Sure.
Resulted in a caution.
Schaff trying to work a leg in. He gets his leg in successfully. Now he's going for both legs in successfully. Breaks down the opponent by taking the legs. Kind of a grapevine there. Trying to work a half Nelson, but once again, the Woodbine wrestler doing a great job of defense on that half. Gonna have to. It's kind of a tough break for Schaff because he's probably gonna get.
Are they warning the bottom yet?
Get red for a stall this time, which I was just getting ready to say. It's kind of hard for Schaff. He's not really able to do a whole lot because the Woodbine wrestler's just so tight knit down there.
Yep, and Mr. Lefevre noticed that it just. There wasn't a lot of movement on the bottom. He's doing nothing but laying and blocking off. And so both wrestlers have been warned for stalling. So the next time will be a point. Next time that the referee decides to give someone a stall call, it will result in a point for the opposing wrestler.
Schaff really trying hard to work that power half, pushing that head down.
Yep,
and
there it is.
Point.
There's a second warn.
That's a point.
Second stall call on Woodbine, so it results in a point for Schaff, and it's 8-1 now with 42 seconds left in the match.
You know Schaff would like to turn him here and get the major tech fall here. With 36 seconds to go.
I tell you, Coach Lang may tell him to cut him and take him down. He's gotten 3 takedowns. If you win the match by a certain number of points, you get more team points.
There's another stall
There's
call.
another, he doesn't have to. Now we got another stall call, another point green, makes it 9-1. As the bottom wrestlers.
You got to move on the bottom just as much as you do on the top, and that's a great call.
Schaff's working hard.
Yes, he is. He's trying everything he can to get something in here. He's got 10 seconds left in this match. You're up by 9-1. You just don't want to give a stall call back here and give them the point back. With 3, 2, 1, and that's going to do it right there. Schaff's going to be victorious, 9-1. Here's your final score for a major decision. And match points for the Warriors.
Well, right now we're going to move up to the 150-pound weight class with sophomore Flint Bell, returning district qualifier coach, and he found himself one match shy of the state meet.
Yes.
And it's Brenner Sullivan.
Sophomore.
Sophomore for Woodbine. So we got 2 sophomores again on the mat.
Again, yep. Flint's got a very wiry technique.
Yeah.
I'll say wiry is a good word to use.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good descriptor.
I believe the score is 18-6 in favor of Southwest.
Yep, Southwest Iowa.
I believe it is.
Should be more than that. I think it's 18-6 because Gabe Seth and Maverick all took forfeits. We'll see when they add the bonus points up there. The scoreboard will catch up and should make it about 21 or 22-6 once they catch up. 22-6, yep.
22-6, there it is. And now Flint Bell with the Warriors. Wrestling Sullivan from Woodbine. Sullivan with a nice takedown right to the back. Bell right to his backside. Bell works back to his base. He'll only give up the 2, not any back points on that.
Good job by Flint to go ahead and find that belly down and base. Sullivan doing a good job controlling the wrist control. Wrist control is, tell you what, when you're on top, wrestling's a lot of arm and wrist control, coach. And if you can control your opponent's wrist and arm, you're already in advantage. We got a stoppage of wrestling here. It looks like a little blood time. I'm not sure which one's bleeding. I'm not sure Steve realized. Sure which one's bleeding.
Well,
both coaches are looking over their athletes saying, oh, who is bleeding?
Can't figure out where it come from.
Hey, there's blood. Maybe Steve should check himself, coach. Maybe it's the referee bleeding.
Looks like the Woodbine wrestler maybe possibly has a little bit of a little gash on the forehead here.
Yep. So yeah, Flint Bell is a freshman, found his way you know, they're all, now there used to be sectionals, districts, and state. Now there's just one stop before state. And
right.
Flint found himself in a wrestle back, and
yep.
at one point had the kid in a precarious position and almost came away with a trip to the state tournament.
Absolutely, which was exciting for a freshman, right?
And just fell short the way the match turned out, but what a motivator for this year.
Yes, and just like Seth, Flint, he's focused really hard on this offseason in the wrestling. I mean, he's makes a few trips to Council Bluffs during the week for some practices.
So Bell will wrestling resume, and Bell's in the down position as we start back up in period number 1 with a minute 18 left in period 1.
Woodbine wrestler was looking for a cradle, wasn't there, but Flint trying to work out of that. No back points given there. It was close, but none given, and he's got Flint's leg tied up and takes that far elbow away from him to a butcher. Leg tie up and a butcher, and a very strong wrestler. You can tell that Sullivan's just a strong athlete. The Woodbine wrestler. Bell.
There's that little bit of a crossface to him.
There's back points.
The corner for Southwest Iowa coaches Lang and Bales are saying, hey, Flint, realize we're a yard. You're on the edge of that colored circle. You can get out of bounds.
Absolutely. Wrestle smart. Get yourself reset here.
And that's what he did. Flint realized that he was just on that borderline, and he works his way out of bounds and stoppage of wrestling and go back to center.
Right.
We'll see.
Kind of, they really wanted him to know where he was at there to work his way off to where the back points weren't given, but didn't work that way. Woodbine wrestler Sullivan gets 3 near falls, so he leads 5-0. 22 seconds to go in the first period.
Still a lot of wrist control by Sullivan.
Yes. He's really sucking that up tight, too, and he's in a pretty good place there in the middle of the mat. He'll have another 3-point near fall, make it 8-0 in the first period. 4 seconds to go in the period.
There we go.
And that'll end it.
As period 1 ends 8 in favor of Sullivan from Woodbine. 8-0 over Flint Bell, sophomore from Southwest Iowa.
Wins the toss, the first to the third period. Woodbine wrestler Sullivan takes the down position, so Bell will cover. There's the whistle.
And there was an attempted switch. You might have heard that word earlier.
Ended up coming out with a set out.
But went right back after the switch failed and put combination together, switch set out, and it worked in a 1-point escape for Sullivan.
Sullivan's a good-looking sophomore wrestler for sure. Oh, and there's a power right to the backside of Bell. That just kind of sucked the air out of him.
Yep, it did. It caught him.
Yep.
Banged him in the face. Got that nose hit a little bit.
Yes. Well, that was some good wrestling there by Sullivan.
Yeah, that's a good-looking sophomore.
Yes, it is.
On the mat from Woodbine, Brenner Sullivan.
Yes.
With that pin, with that fall, that'll make the match score 22-12 as we enter into the 157-pound weight class. And I know Southwest Iowa is open. And
you're
Connor Murdoch for Woodbine is going to take the mat for a forfeit. That's 6 more points. So scoreboard hasn't caught up yet, but I'm sure that makes it 22-18 as we move to 165. Of 165 for Southwest Iowa is a sophomore Parker Myers, and it should be, as announced, Lucas Olson, a freshman for Woodbine. So we've got a sophomore and freshman, a lot of young guys on the mat. The 2 seniors have taken the mat. Coach got forfeits.
They did. They stayed away from them.
Yeah.
Smart. Getting ready to watch Parker Myers here, a very aggressive athlete, physical young man.
A lot of length there.
I was just thinking about Flint. You're wrestling the quad. You got to let that one go and move on to the next one right away because your next match is coming up right around the corner.
Yeah.
So
Parker, like I said, he's not only aggressive, but there's a lot of length, a lot of arms and legs there. A lot of that allows you to do a lot of things in wrestling for leverage, and we'll see if he's been on the mat long enough to understand and be able to utilize his length, because that's something as he gets older and more experienced, he'll really put to good use.
Absolutely. Right now, he's over the top of there. He's going to, nope, doesn't quite spin around for the back points. Looks like he's going for kind of it looks like a butcher, I guess is what I would call it. He's really cranking hard on that. He'll finally spin around and get his 2 points possibly. No, not given yet. Now he's looking for a cradle.
He's got to hook that cradle up. Yep. There, as soon as he hooked that cradle up.
There's the 2 points.
Mr. Lefevre gave him his 2 points. for a takedown.
Now he'll try and rock that cradle back, and he's got it in pretty good. He can tie the leg up. Got a nice tight grip. He's getting back points. Cradle move. If you get that head in the side, then he's possibly got a chance for a pin here. It doesn't look like he's got him quite in the right position with that shoulder and arm through there. But he'll get 3 back points and make it 5-0 in the first period.
Now he's going to walk at crossface Butcher and see if he, as Olson bases up, but Parker goes ahead and takes on around anyway if he gets his weight back on top there.
Yeah, there it is. Now he's got him in a really tight spot. I think that possible. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pin. Yep. There it is.
Good
right
job
there
by Parker Myers using that crossface. Hey, some of the terms we talked about earlier, we forgot cradle, but he put that Butcher to use.
He did. He put the Butcher to use and kind of used it. It was kind of a crossface Butcher. It was different. It was something that you don't see very often, but boy, it was effective. Great win for Parker Myers, the sophomore.
And the scoreboard hasn't tallied it up yet, but I believe that's 28. Should be about 28-18.
28-18 is what we believe it is.
Yep, after the 165, so now we go to 175 and Southwest Iowa's open. And Tony Cooker, a junior, will take the forfeit, so that'd be 28-24, Coach.
28-24.
Sorry, we're going to try to add this up on paper as we go because the scoreboard hasn't caught up yet. So it moves us to 190 pounds, and for Southwest Iowa, this junior, Landon Roof, is going to take the mat. And freshman, Riley Luth for Woodbine. So we got a junior and a freshman, Coach.
Here we go.
And if our calculation is right, we got Southwest Iowa kind of nursing a 4-point lead here.
So Landon Roof, Ryle Luth. So this might be a tough one to comprehend. Roof and Luth.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. Well, Southwest Iowa Warrior wrestler, Landon Roof, tying up the Woodbine wrestler. Kind of got an underarm and a head. Slowly working the head tie up there. Both wrestlers kind of a tug of war right now. Look like a shuck under attempt there, half shuck under attempt by Roof. Roof will grab a wrist and a shoulder, elbow. In on a leg, he's got in on a single. Sprawl by the Woodbine wrestler and puts himself around to her 2-point takedown. He'll ride the ankle and try to drive Roof. Roof stand up there, and looks like he's going to get himself, possibly free himself in the stand up, and he does. Oh, right to a
kind of your underhook.
The underhook throw, toss, didn't quite work, didn't get it, but now he's got a front headlock and awarded the 1-point escape. And now he's in a nice position to run that front headlock if he can just lock that up and bury it. Now he's going to try to.
Oh, they called him off the mat, so we'll take it back to center. Good job by referee Steve Lefevre as they're getting too close to the edge of the mat. Let's take the action to center so there's no questionable calls.
You bet.
Doesn't put either wrestler in jeopardy.
Right, or the cheerleaders in this
Or the
corner.
cheerleaders, yeah.
Some big boys coming your way. 190 pounds. First period, it's 1-2 in favor of Luth of Woodbine. Wrestling Roof of the Southwest Iowa Warriors on a nice shot. Roof's got a single leg there if he can finish that. Gary may stop that. He's got that.
Yeah, they did.
He did. The official did another great job of stopping that one. That knee was sure in a bad spot.
Yeah, that knee got compromised, and the referee said that's potentially dangerous. We're going to end it right here and start over.
But it was a nice attempt there by Roof, and that'll end the period, it looks like. Or nope. Possibly a blood time.
We got more blood. We got 8 seconds left in period 1.
8 seconds, 2-1 in favor of the Woodbine wrestler, Luth. A lot of excitement on the red mat, which you can't see, but there's a pretty close match there. Looks like they're into blood time too. So both mats at the same time on a blood timeout.
Early season, Coach. A lot of bleeders.
Yep. 190 pounds. Roof of Southwest Iowa Warriors and Luth of the Woodbine Tigers.
There's your end of period one. And we mentioned blood time. We've mentioned it a little bit tonight. We're being assisted. He does a great job. Jake is our athletic trainer from Shenandoah Medical Center. He's been with us for 2 or 3 years, maybe longer than that, 4 or 5. Time flies, but Jake does a fantastic job with all of our athletes. And you know what? I've even asked him a question or two. I get all dinged up here and there, and Jake's always there to help us out.
Yes, friendly face in the hallway, and sure knows his stuff. So it's nice to have that professionalism in the building. Ruth, the Southwest Iowa Warriors, in the up position. The referee's position here, and a quick standout escape by the Woodbine wrestler, Luth. Makes the score 3-1 in favor of Woodbine wrestler.
Coach, as we get up these heavier weights, it's 190, 215, 25, we'll notice a lot more wrestling on our feet.
Yes.
Compared to those lighter weights. Lighter weights tend to be a little more action on the mat. Those heavier guys, those bigger guys, they like being on their feet.
Right. Well, you don't see many big guys that get up off the bottom as much.
Yeah.
It's rough down there. I speak from experience on that one. And we've got a headlock attempt here by Ruth of the Southwest Iowa Warriors. He's got it. Oh, he's going to slide out and give up a 2-point takedown.
Really good job by Riley Luth there, the freshman, to keep his weight back, keep her center of gravity back, and is able to pop that head out of the headlock and come around for the 2-point takedown.
The old headlock, you either live or die by.
Yep.
It's one of the two. So
it's kind of an all or nothing move,
kind of
isn't it?
Feast or famine is what it is. But
there we go. Ruth comes out.
Ruth wasted no time getting out. Makes the score 2-5 with 35 seconds to go in the second period. You know, if Ruth could just make one of these throw attempts that he's had, or headlock attempts, or takedown attempts happen for him, he'd be right back in this one. By no means is he out of it. It's only 2-5, but a little snap action, and then he's almost got that turned over. He's got the headlock. He's got the headlock this time.
With 13
he's got a chance
left.
at 13 seconds to get the pin.
But he's got it tight.
He's got it tight.
They
got it.
He got that fall.
There's the fall with 8 seconds to go in the period.
So much for, I was going to say, the 2-point takedown and 3 near fall. He was looking at five points, but he said, I'll just end it right here at the pin.
That's a big one for the Warriors. They probably could use that one anyway.
It is a big one, because right here we're going to get another 6 with Christian Meyer taking a forfeit at 215. But then it comes down to heavyweight, because both teams are open at 106 and 113, so no points are going to be really scored after these next two. So that was a big fall by Landon Roof.
Yes, it was.
I said Christian Mayer went out and took a forfeit for Southwest Iowa, and then it looks like Mason Dover, Woodbine's also going to forfeit.
Heavyweight.
You know what they did? They did announce it was open, and we're open the rest of the way. So when they get those 6 points awarded, I think the final score, Coach, will be 34-24.
I believe that's it. I think that's gonna be the last match of that duel. And the final score was, once again, Coach,
I believe it's 34-24 if you had 6 points for that fall.
6 points for the fall, and then you've got the two.
Well, no, we got the two forfeits, so
points,
34 plus 12. It looks like it'd be 46 to 24. I forgot those two forfeits that we took.
46-24 victory for the Southwest Iowa Warriors in their first duel of the night in this quad. First, we're going to do some JV.
First duel of the year.
First duel of the year, yeah. First duel of the year, first duel of the night. Looks like we're going to do some JV action for you here.
And I know that's our 144-pounder for Southwest Iowa, Landon Ramos.
And boy, Woodbine could send out a handful of guys here, because.
And I'm going to guess, just based on their weights, it's going to be
Jensen, maybe.
Danny. That's my guess.
Yes, I'm guessing you're correct.
He weighed in 150 pounds and landed at 144. I guess you could push it up to Garrett Kelly, but I really think it's going to be Danny Johnson.
I believe you're probably right. 44 to 57 would be a pretty good sized jump, yes. So on the black mat, it's been Southwest Iowa Warriors with a 46-24 victory over the Woodbine Tigers. And on the other mat, the red mat that's wrestling right now, which you don't know if you can see at home or not, but there it's a 21-12 score in favor, I believe, of Trainer over Tri-Center at the moment. Team score, that is. Looks like they're at weight class 157.
So this worked out well for the JV wrestlers, as Ramos is going to get his first match of the year and his first look. And same thing as far as Danny Johnson for Woodbine. Good experience for these wrestlers who may not have a match every time they go out, and obviously Saturday tournaments if they aren't allowed to put 2 at one weight. So every time you get an opportunity to step on the mat, junior varsity or varsity, it's a great experience.
Yes, had the opportunity of going to a practice the other night and helping out. And this young man was in there, and he's a hard worker, Coach. He works hard in there. And he wrestles a lot of guys that are heavier, too, in practice. And he ain't afraid to jump right in there. So Ramos, again, for the Southwest Iowa Warriors, is the JV wrestler here.
I'll add, it's off the mat, Coach, but I've had a chance to drive the bus. So as we share our program, it's Fremont Mills and Sydney together combined to make Southwest Iowa. But to drive those wrestlers back home to Fremont Mills. And I tell you what, a polite young man, too.
Yes.
Really enjoyable to be around.
Absolutely. Looks like he's throwing a crossface here as the single leg shot by the wrestler from, whoa, crossface to a cradle maybe?
Tried that cradle from the neutral position. Heard the coaches yell, no, no, no. They didn't like where he was.
Right, so no points have been awarded yet at this time. Looks like he needs to get around just to get the 2 points, but there he gave the 2. There's the 2 points. Now Ramos will look for a pinning combination. I think there's a Ramos wrestler from Iowa, college level. It used to be.
Oh. Michelin Fever calls him off the mat, brings him back to the middle. As Johnson gets in the referee's position, all 4s. Ramos will wait for the... Took a little long, Coach, I think.
Yep.
When the referee says, when he motions you to go ahead and go on top, I think you got to be pretty...
Yeah, you got to be ready to do
pretty
it.
ready to do that pretty quick.
Yep.
He called him for stalling. Which is just a warning the first time, right?
Yep.
So
Barry's got a half Nelson in, Coach. He's running a half Nelson. Going to pick up that high crotch there and run the half Nelson. If he walks this to the head, he'll turn him successfully. Pick up his head, and he's got a pin here. Get off of his knees onto his toes.
Yeah, he'll learn that. There
he
did. He got back and put his weight back on his knees and his toes.
He's not going to get the fall, but he's going to get 3 points for the near fall. And that arm's a little high.
Yeah, they call it potentially dangerous.
He's got to have that arm at can't be at a 45. It's got to be straight across the body.
It's got to be straight across at 90. He came a little too high on the shoulders, and the referee says that's potentially dangerous. We don't want anybody to get hurt.
Right.
Especially unnecessarily.
So with 6 seconds to go in the period, with a 5-0 lead, it's Ramos, the Southwest Iowa Warrior wrestler. JV action. For those that are just tuning in, first match or duel of the night, the Southwest Iowa Warriors were successful, 46-24 over the Woodbine Tigers. This is a JV match. Landon Ramos at 144 pounds versus, we believe, a Johnson from Woodbine. Freshman versus freshman. I believe Ramos is a freshman.
I believe so. There's a good shot by Ramos.
In on a single leg, and he'll get 2 points.
Yeah, look, like he's keeping that leg. He's got this single leg. He went ahead and kept that leg as he works the pinning combination up. By now, he gives it up and starts working both.
Gets that arm bar in, and nice little tight waist. You don't want to bring a wrestler over on top of you, and that's what he's kind of doing there. He's going to have to let go of the head and give up. No, possibly not. There you go. Yeah, get rid of that. Let go. The coaches are screaming at him to let go of that head, Coach.
Yeah, that whole corner, I was going to say, as he pulled that wrestler over on top of him, you saw a lot of excitement on that Southwest Iowa corner as they all got a little nervous going, oh, no, you're in control of this match. Don't make a mistake like that. But that's all part of the learning curve.
That is the learning curve, and he's learning a lot today right now on this mat.
And Coach Lang will be able to take this and this film and take it back and show him and say, okay, this is something you don't want to do.
Yes.
We survived it, right? But next time we may not.
And how many times have we seen that over the years, just young wrestlers that reach back over their head, thinking that that's the thing to do, but it's definitely not.
No,
it's more trouble than it's worth.
You really got to fight that urge because your human instinct is to do that, but that's really the last thing you want to do.
Yes.
Is expose yourself, expose your back to the mat.
Well, Ramos in control so far, but caught in a headlock. Caught in a headlock, and he might not be in a good spot here. Just as I spoke it.
No.
Just as I spoke. I think I jinxed him, Coach.
9-2, and he just got caught and rolled over and pinned. Unfortunate for Landon Ramos after he wrestled a really good match. And I know Coach Lang and Coach Bales over there, and they'll tell him everything he did right, and they'll use that as a teaching moment. And the next time these two guys wrestle, there might be a different outcome.
Yeah, I would say so, because Ramos sure had control of that whole match.
But that's also the beauty of this sport,
yes,
Coach, that you can be behind by, not more than 14, right? You
Yeah.
get behind by 15, they stop it, but you can be down by 14 points, and it takes one move, you catch somebody, and you can come out on top.
I've seen it before.
It's happened more times than what people would probably imagine.
And that's another thing, too. It doesn't matter if you're a state qualifier wrestler or a nobody. I mean, you get the person in the right position at the right time, and you never know.
Yep, you can come out on top regardless of the score, as long as you just keep wrestling until that final whistle sounds, because you don't know what could happen.
Right. Speaking of scores, so final score here, first duel of the night for the Southwest, and first duel of the season for the Southwest Iowa Warriors. Are successful with a 46-24 win over the Woodbine Tigers. I think we're going to try to get you to mat, too. The red mat here. I believe it's just a double click. We're going to try to get this done here, so bear with us, folks. Is it down here, Coach, maybe? Yeah, not positive that we can get that for you. There it is. I think we got it moved.
Well, the best we can do is give you
both mats.
Both mats.
Yeah.
I was listening to you, but I was looking for just the single mat over there, so it's not going to be the best of pictures, but we'll see.
Right. Now, I can't tell you who's wrestling here. I know that clock said 157, but that was the last match I know was 157 is what was up there. Can't tell you the team score either 100% for sure, but it is Trainer and it is Tri-Center. I'm going to guess, what do you think those guys are? I think those are the 175ers.
They might, well, they're probably 165, Coach, 165 to 1, because there's no 175 for Tri-Center.
Right, there's an open there.
Thinking that they're open, so I wonder if this is Aiden Goldap and Jude Thiel. We'll see. If I take off my headset here, I might be here, Coach yell a name.
Yeah. It could be 157 as well. Again, too, they could have just been off on the scoreboard there, but we're about to the end of this match, as this is the third period. And that will do it. And Trainer Wrestler. Could be McCain, could have been Thiel. We're not sure, but
Coach, I think that scoreboard's right. I think it's 57.
Is it 57, 157? All right, so we apologize, folks.
We'll find out. Maybe not, because
that one.
There would have been a forfeit, Coach, at 175. So
once again, we're not able to give you a weight class here as to where we're at.
But the scoreboard did change to 165. So it would be Jude Thiel and Aiden Goldap.
So that could be.
So we are Coach Hensley down here on the Coach Travis Hensley, who also helps with the wrestling program on scoreboard duty. I think he works more with the young ladies. We saw him in the corner last night.
Yeah. 2-point takedown for the Trainer Wrestler,
who we believe is Jude Thiel.
Working the wrist, maintaining hip control, keeping his opponent to the ground, to the mat.
And if you tuned in just to watch the Southwest Iowa Warriors, they will be back on the mat here shortly, and they will wrestle Tri-Center. But the rules this year, Coach, state that you have to give a wrestler 30 minutes between each match. Now, that doesn't mean the team 30 minutes. So that first wrestler that took the mat for Tri-Center, we'll have to wait 30 minutes before he's allowed to take. Right. So we won't be able to give you an approximate start time until this duel's over.
We should be in pretty good shape, though,
I imagine there's only going to be about a 5 or 10 minute break.
At most, I'd say.
Once this duel finishes, and they're at 165-pound weight, so this duel's got a ways to go yet. But, when this duel ends, it shouldn't be long before we're right back on the mat with Southwest Iowa and Tri-Center. And stick around. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear it, but in between the duels, we're going to do something special. We're going to, again, honor the 1992-1993
class.
State dual team.
State dual team, yep. Boy, there's going to be Going to be a few good ones that you're going to read off there here pretty quick, Coach.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A lot of good wrestlers in there.
There are.
We're over there joking, saying introduce them at their wrestling weight, and then we introduce them as their current weight.
Right. Yeah, I told Tony I was over there a little while ago, and he said he was going to introduce them by weight class. Mr. Eitzman over there, and we knew right away that Tony wasn't 103.
Yeah, there was no question.
It is neat to look across the mat and see Coach Eitzman sitting over there again tonight, though. That's pretty special. That was a win at 165 for Jude Thiel, of Trainer. And apparently we are going to go to 175 here. And it has Tri-Center open.
I know what happened. Hey, at 157, Matthew Tibbetts wrestled, and they bumped Aiden Goldap up to 175. That's what they did. So this is actually Goldap from Tri-Center, I believe.
Gotcha.
But for a trainer, it does stay true to the program, Zach Robbins.
Yep. And Robbins will get a 2-point takedown here.
And I know you can't see it on your screen, but the way it stands, I think Trainer just took the lead in the duel with 22 to 21.
22-21. Yeah, it was a tight duel going on here into the later parts of this one. Two good wrestling programs that have been around a while. Been in some big duels over the years, Trainer and Tri-Center. 1-point escape goes to Goldap of Tri-Center. Trojan wrestler with a nice shot attempt there. Good defense by
good block by Zach Robbins.
And he'll spin around and get 2 for a takedown, 2 points.
And we don't have Tri-Center nor Trainer sent the ages or the grades of their wrestlers, so I apologize. We're unable to say freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, but sure looks like Zach Robbins has been on the mat a few times, Coach. He's
somebody with some experience.
He's very, very methodical, very sure of what he's doing. He knows what he wants to get done.
Right.
He's done a really good job of controlling this match, and he ends it with a fall.
He does. So 175, Zach Robbins will get the pin over Goldnap of Tri-Center. And does that move us to 190?
We'll just bump up to 190 with Levi Young.
Looks like he'll take a forfeit.
Yep, I believe they announced that Charlie Morse was not here. So they're open at 190. So that's 6 more points for the Cardinals.
And 28-21 now moves to 215. Looks like we've got a couple of wrestlers at 215.
Yep. Lowell Knott for Trainer and Ethan Chesmore for Tri-Center are both on the program. It looks like both wrestlers head to the scorer's table. Check in.
So it'll be Knott of Trainer and Chesmore of Tri-Center.
It looks like just a few more matches, so if you're hanging tight at home for the next round, I believe we will have a match at 285, but then at 106, I believe Tucker Olson from Tri-Center is absent this evening, so we got a couple forfeits coming your way after this next 2 matches, and then unless there's some JV matches thrown in there, which they very well could be, but by looking at the program, you know what, it doesn't look that way because they moved Tibbetts to varsity, so it won't be long if you're hanging on for that Southwest Iowa duel number 2.
In on the shot, the Trainer or the Tri-Center wrestler Chesmore, unsuccessful to get it, but then works to the upper body. Knott of Trainer, Chesmore of Tri-Center. Head tie. At this weight, both wrestlers, you're just looking for just that one little inch of an opening to take here. And you take it and you take advantage of that. And hopefully make a big body fall here. Once again, we're at 215. There's a nice single leg attempt by Chesmore. Not unsuccessful. The sprawl of Knott from Trainer makes that hard, but Chesmore doing a great job keeping that leg, not giving it up yet. Works back to his feet. Stays with it. Went from a single to a double. Started to drive for the takedown, but ruled out of bounds, and we'll come back to the center. Both wrestlers in neutral, no points given yet.
I mentioned referee Steve Lefevre on the mat that we watched first, a long-time, fantastic official. I've said it many times, destined for the Hall of Fame. The official on the other mat, we're watching Justin Gokenauer doing a nice job. He was here last night for the girls' duel, and so Justin and Steve have been around and have done a lot of wrestling officiating.
Two great officials. Knott will get the first points of this match with a takedown there. He'll lead 2-0. Knott trying to break down his opponent here, Chessmore.
We've got 13-10 seconds left in the period number 1.
Oh, Knott tries to run the half, slips. Chessmore gets the reversal right to the back. Back points, big body on big body, makes it tough on the bottom, man. 1 second, that's the end of the period.
So that is the old TV show Saved by the Bell?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was saved by the bell.
Yes, sir. Yes, he was. Looks like the referee's going to visit the
scores table to find out if he's going to award 2 or 3 near fault.
Yeah,
he is going to give 3. I think that's the correct call.
I think that's the correct call, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was on his back long enough for that 3-point near fall, but want to change momentum, right?
And the towel guy was the most impressive one on that one because that was a hard pad. I mean, he just that just happened so quickly, and he was on the other side.
And I'm not taking anything away from the two wrestlers, but that young man probably worked harder than they did.
Yeah, I agree with you. He was just glad he wasn't on the bottom. Yeah. He was a lot smaller guy.
He was he was quick. He was all over the mat.
Absolutely. So Knott will be in the down position, the referee's position, and Chessmore will cover. Knott just survived a reversal to his backside, and it trails 5-2 on the bottom. Oh, and right back. Ooh, both men. There's a roll attempt. What a roll attempt by Chessmore. That was a
fantastic
great
move by
wrestling move.
Chessmore.
Wow. Front headlock, twist, throw, move,
and there it is, a fall.
Wow, that was impressive, Coach.
Yeah, that is. You don't see that at the upper weights a lot.
No.
When you do, it really gets your attention. And Ethan Chessmore.
It's a gutsy kind of a roll-through toss. It's pretty neat to watch.
And what that does is it tightens up the duel at 34-27, still in favor of the Trainer Cardinals. And it goes to 285, and we have Maverick Kalb for Trainer and Blake Miller for Tri-Center Trojans.
Oh, my math's right. It does come down to this one. If the Trojan wrestler can get a pin,
it's going to be 33-34. I think maybe it's kind of out of reach,
no,
Coach.
You're right. You're right.
Especially if they just trade forfeits as we go to the next couple weights. Because I believe Trainer will take a forfeit 106, and Tri-Center will get it right back at 113. So
the pin makes it pretty tight here, though.
A great throw.
A headlock by by Miller of Tri-Center. Kalb fighting from the bottom.
That's a lot of time, a minute 35.
A lot of big man on top of you. That's the pin right there. That tightens the duel, 33-34, but like you said, we don't know how it's going to go out for sure here, but it looks like both teams are going to receive a forfeit from here.
We'll check to see if there's no maneuver, and I guess one team could bump and take it on the mat, which is maybe what I would do if I was actually coach trainers in the lead, and they're the ones that have the ability to do that.
But right here, this is the exact reason why you go comb the hallways. You get anybody and everybody you can to go out for wrestling, just so you can fill these weights.
You see right here, here goes Trainer, and they're going to take this 6-point forfeit. That's going to give them 40 points, keep them at a 7-point lead. And then as the program stands, Carter Giddens from Tri-Center will go out and receive his forfeit to give them 6 points, and should bring the dual final to 40-39, a 1 point. But you're right, it comes down to you want those bodies.
Yes, I mean,
you want those bodies and weighing at that weight, make the weight.
Right. Which I know it's hard to find, a young man that only weighs 106 pounds in high school. But boy, if you can find somebody that's even close, it's sure worth them to get them out for.
Well, Coach, I'm going to check out here for a few minutes. We're going to go down and introduce this and celebrate this 1992-93 wrestlers.
Bring that paper back with you when you come, Coach, because I'd like for you to give it to the people that, just in case they can't hear it over the
We sure will. And Coach, like about before the next duel,
5 minutes.
About 5 minutes, we'll get started with the next duel.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
We're going to do the introductions here in about 5 minutes.
Okay, we're going to do 5 minutes and then do the introductions, and then we'll so it looks like Coach Lang said about 12 minutes, Coach. If you're setting at home, set your alarm clock, your timer on your stove, or whatever you have.
Go start your cookies in the oven.
That's right.
Be about perfect.
All righty, I'll
We'll
be right back.
We're back.
Okay, we're back on as we're trying to fix a little technical difficulties. I know people were here for that introduction of the 92-93 team. I'm probably going home and picking up the stream as our camera's still picking up both mats, I believe, but hopefully you can hear our audio as Seth Edelman is on the mat for the Southwest Iowa Warriors. And we've talked a little bit about Seth, Coach, and he's a two-time defending state qualifier. I almost said state champ, but he's a two-time state qualifier.
Yep.
Looking for his third trip here.
Yep. Nice little shuck and spin around there for a 2-point takedown. He leads right now 4-2. He just gave up a point escape, 1 point escape there to work his takedown techniques, and there's a takedown right to the back.
We believe he's wrestling Noah Goodwin from Tri-Center as Seth's really good on his feet.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, the young man spent a ton of time in the wrestling room, and he is extremely focused, and basically he wrestles year round. And, you know, we promote going out for all the sports, but I tell you what, if you want to beat the level Seth's at, sometimes you got to focus the way he did. And he's a fantastic wrestler, puts the time in, and he's got a lot of good things coming his senior season.
Right. We hope that you're able to see this. We know it's a split mat right now, but we're on the black mat. Edelman in the black and red with another takedown. Nice little fireman's carry attempt there. And right to the back points. So we are trying to get the single camera to the red and black mat.
As Edelman's worked himself into a 12-4 lead, just a really good technician.
Yes.
Good on his feet, and, you know, this first time out, this first match this season, he wants to get a little work in, and, you know, he may have been able to end that match a little earlier, but he wants some mat time, some live mat time outside the wrestling room, and work on some things as he gets rolling into his season.
Nice little switch there. Right to a good position for a reversal. And there's the reversal right to a pinning combination. Gonna let his opponent up for a 14-5 score. Edelman in the second period at the lead. His opponent.
Should Noah Goodwin, Coach?
Goodwin, yep. We're at the 132-pound weight class. This match started with a forfeit for the Trojans with Tri-Center. Edelman quickly trying to get that team point total back to closer range here. He's up 14-5 with 57 seconds to go in the second period.
Good head snap.
Yes, right to a cradle, inside cradle. No, gonna give that up, but get the 2 point.
Get his 2 point takedown.
16-5 lead.
Lets him right back up, cuts him, allows 1 point.
16-6.
Again, just knowing what he needs to work on and wants to, you know, he's got some great wrestling partners, and his classmate Gabe Johnson, another returning state qualifier. So those two have a lot of battles in that wrestling room, and really, you're only as good as the room you're around, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely, those two are
but
great for each other.
it is nice. It is nice to get out of the wrestling room and wrestle
another opponent.
Yes,
yeah.
So that's what he's doing. He's
different.
on his feet. You know, he's just working some things he needs to work on.
So 18-6 with 10 seconds to go. Let him up again. Makes it 18-7. Edelman going for back points here real quick. Going to get the 2 point takedown. I believe that's 20. 20-7 lead in favor. 18-7 lead in favor of Edelman at 132 pounds.
Coach, I just got a message. I don't know if they were able to see or hear what we did during to recognize that 92-93 team. Yes. We will read. I have this up here. We'll read it to the people at home. Maybe get a little better sound. We get a break here. I'll read that. But Eddie Rankin, who's been recognized a couple times now, he's watching this on the stream.
Hello,
so,
Eddie. How you doing, old
Eddie,
buddy?
Tell you what, there's a good team you're a part of, and sure enjoyed seeing the guys. And he said he wished he was here, and I know those guys would have loved to see him. But thank you for checking in and watching this from home tonight.
The opportunity to wrestle on a team with Eddie. Great wrestler. Fun to watch. He never could count Eddie out, that's for sure. He was a good wrestler. Edelman doing his share of good wrestling right now. Well in command of this.
Just working on his feet. Again, it's the first time out, two-time state qualifier. Again, could have ended the match many times, but has chosen just to get some work in before Saturday's first tournament of this season.
Right.
And, he got a forfeit the first time, so sometimes you don't get a lot of matches. Like you said, teams try to bump away from you so they don't have to put the wrestler on the mat, so when they do, you take advantage of it and get as much mat time as possible.
Edelman going for the fall here. Takedown right to the back. Out of it. Oh,
they did. They did their fall because Seth had his
feet, his
lower weight supporting.
Yep.
Parts were inbound, so
give him the win. So,
and
got some mat work, got a pin.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Really doesn't do Seth a lot of good to go out there and get a fall in 37 seconds when he's going to be hit with times he has to go a full 6 minutes hard. And there's no replacement for that mat time and that mat conditioning than wrestling, right?
First one of the year too. I mean, you want to get that one. You want to go a little ways in that one. You don't want to just go out there and have it in quick.
Well, hopefully the video is okay. I don't think it's the same spot it was for Duel 1, but after our technicians came up here and worked on it, they said this is probably the best it's going to look for the rest of the evening. So hopefully it's okay, and at home you're getting a good enough picture of what's going on.
Let's see both mats this way, I guess, and that's one advantage of it. So anybody from Trainer or Woodbine, you're in the red mat. We've got Tri-Center and Southwest Iowa Warriors on the red and black mat. Maverick Morgan at 138, I believe, Coach, taking on Brant Friedberg.
And another person checking in from home said that the sound up here wasn't really quality when I was introducing the wrestlers from 1992-93. So
we'll get to that.
We'll absolutely get to that and make sure the people at home hear everything that was said about each one of those gentlemen and their team. As we get probably between these next two duels, I'll get a chance to read through that. So we'll definitely continue to recognize that team. And there's a fall.
Yes, Maverick Morgan caught in a kind of a cow catcher takedown attempt there by Freeberg, 138-pound wrestler. That moves us to 144 pounds, where I believe you're going to see Blake Schaff of the Southwest Iowa Warriors.
Titus Humbert.
With Titus Humbert of the Tri-Center Trojans.
And that knots the team score up at is it caught up? No, it doesn't knot it. That puts
12 to 6.
12 to 6 in favor.
Favor of the Tri-Center Trojans.
Here's Blake Schaff, really, as we said the first time on the mat, he's a go-getter. He's a sophomore. He's exciting. He's full of energy. Just a pretty good athlete, and he's just a scrapper.
Yeah, scrapper's a good word to use there. Nice shot. Nice double leg takedown right there by the wrestler from Tri-Center. Ties up the legs. And he'll release Schaff for a point. So it's 2-1 in favor of the Tri-Center wrestler. Another leg attempt. Schaff ties up the upper body with an arm clinch underneath the shoulder and the head. Working the center of the mat. Both wrestlers kind of head wrestling at the moment. Humbert did have a nice shot attempt here a while ago.
And that was a really good fireman's attempt at a fireman's carry. He just missed. He missed the front arm.
Right.
But he did a good job of recovering and not getting taken down.
Stoppage to fix the headgear. Both wrestlers are still in the neutral position. It's a 2-1 lead for Humbert of Tri-Center over Schaff of Southwest Iowa. Little cow catcher. I remember Eddie Rinkin using the cow catcher quite a bit back in the day. The name just kind of goes with it.
Just kind of double underhook and drop that weight and toss that wrestler right to his back.
And a nice single leg attempt here by Schaff. Great face mask and hip sprawl by the wrestler from Tri-Center, Humbert. Schaff not giving up, and Humbert
there you go.
with a
There's
nice
that
throw.
Toss. Really
Schaff
good.
did a nice job rolling through on that. About reversed it there, but
great
not
body
quite,
awareness by Titus Humbert there. He felt Schaff powering into him and just dropped his hip and led right into that pretty easy throw.
Yes.
which resulted in 2 points, making the match score 4-1 in favor of the Tri-Center wrestler, Titus Humbert.
Cradle attempt by Humbert, the long arms. Schaff doesn't let it happen, does a great job of defense of that. It's a long, lanky wrestler. Grapevine with the leg to a crossface. To a crossface drag attempt here. Both wrestlers working the edge of the map. There's going to end the period right there. It's going to be a 4-1 lead in favor of Humbert of Tri-Center. And Humbert will defer in the second period. We'll give Schaff the option, and he'll take the bottom referee's position. Trailing 4-1. Team score 6-12 in favor of the Trojans. There's a red caution. I believe that caution was thrown because Humbert covered before.
Yeah, before referee Steve Fever gave him the signal to. Up and out was Blake Schaff.
Quick escape. Makes it a 2-4 score. A nice double leg attempt by Hubert. Great sprawl by Schaff. Hubert right to a bear hug. Oh, Schaff gets him to his back. Bear hug backfired. Schaff working hard to get the turn, but won't get the turn, but will get the 2-point takedown. Ties the score at 4-4. Schaff in the top position, working frantically on the power half. He's got it in. He's got it in. He's trying to
He's got plenty of time. 1:31 left in period number 2, so Schaff just, I know he's getting excited. He takes his time. If he gets it in deep, he's able to turn him. He's got plenty of time to work with.
Right. Got the grapevine in. You don't want to get high on a lanky wrestler here, and I think that's what they're trying to coach him up from the sideline on. Another nice stand-up attempt there by the wrestler from Tri-Center. Schaff pulls him back onto him, back to the mat. Working the edge. He's going to call him out of bounds. Going to move him back to the center. That little scramble there.
Yeah, got the attention of everyone here in the gym, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
And also nodded the match score up 4-4.
Right back in at 4-4. Stand-up attempt by the Tri-Center wrestler. Schaff blocking the tight waist, trying not to let him out yet. No points given. There is the escape right to a throw attempt by the Tri-Center wrestler, trying to use that leverage and that length.
And I was about ready to say that. We talked about the length that Parker Myers has for Southwest Iowa. This young man from Tri-Center,
very
tall, lot of length, a lot of length and a lot of leverage, and he does a good job of using that leverage.
Yes. Schaff in a head, kind of a front headlock kind of position there. Scrambles, tries the fireman, unsuccessful there. Tri-Center wrestler tries to step the head. Schaff's got the single leg. Way to move around to the backside. We're close here to the edge of the mat, but he's trying to pull him back in and trying to work something here. Takes the forearm. He's in a good spot there. There's a nice hip toss there, but Schaff fends it off with great hip action back. Spins around, 2-point takedown. Right before the 7 seconds left in the period. That's a big takedown to end this period.
Puts him in the lead, 6-5 going into period 3. Great job by Blake Schaff.
And I'm seeing a winded wrestler for Tri-Center right now.
And I was gonna, believe it or not, I was gonna say something like this first duel of the year, right?
Yes.
Not everybody's gonna be in match shape to go 6 minutes. Right. At this point, sometimes it's the guy who's in better shape, especially early in the season, will come out on top if he can survive the early stuff, take control in that third period. We'll see what happens.
6-5 score. Schaff in the lead right now. There's a stall warning call. There's a stall warning call against the Tri-Center wrestler. We're starting the third period here. Schaff has trailed right up until this right to the middle of the second period, where he won a scramble or two. There's some nice head movement and a takedown. No points given, out of bounds.
All supporting parts of both wrestlers were off the mat. Yes. Now Schaff's got to be careful because his first move was back.
Yes.
The last time they restarted. So
he doesn't want to get that warning and the Tri-Center wrestler moving back again. They may. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, he did a good job
of the whistle. He thought about it really hard. Both wrestlers working the wrist control and the head. Had some really good takedown attempts. Got to worried about the wrists, and a nice takedown there by.
There's just 2 points. Puts it 7-6 in favor of Titus Humpert.
Yep. Back up. Quick little stand-up attempt by Schaff, not wasting any time trying to get out. Nice throwback down by the...
There's a minute 10 left in the match.
6-7 score in the third period. Schaff trailing. Back up to the stand-up attempt. Don't reach over, no. But Schaff, another attempt. Nice trip, way to keep the guy
We're
down.
under a minute. 57 seconds left in the match. With Schaff trailing 7-6.
Sure not worried about riding time here at the high school level, but Schaff got to find his way out. He's trailing by 1. He's got 44 seconds. He's on the bottom. He's in a good spot, to be honest with you.
And
he
remember,
can get this escape here. Here he's working it out. He's got a good chance to get a reversal here. Oh, I don't know what you call this, but he's got a leg tie.
We may have to rename this
may get back points here. Got to get 2.
He's got to get 2 before the back point.
There's the 2-point reversal with 23 seconds to go. Schaff's up 8-7. Trying to get back points here. We're going to call both wrestlers out of bounds.
The score being 8-7 in favor of Schaff.
Right.
They're putting Tri-Center Humpert on the mat.
On the bottom in the referee's position.
Now here's where you got to be smart. If you get yourself in trouble, you go ahead and give 1, not 2, and go to overtime. You don't give up a reversal. You give up an escape, which is only worth 1 point.
Absolutely. So Schaff with the opportunity for a win here. He's got 18 seconds to hold his opponent to the ground. If he can do that for 18 seconds, he'll win. But you don't want to give up the 2. You don't push him out.
He gave him the 1.
Out of bounds. Out of bounds, no points given.
No points given.
11 seconds to go.
You got to stop his first move.
Yes, 11 seconds to go. I'm going ankle knee here.
Absolutely.
I'm going ankle knee right on the whistle. 11 seconds. Schaff leads 8-7. There's the whistle. Tri-Center wrestler doesn't move. Schaff's got him ankle down. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Can he hold him down? Don't give up the 1. Schaff off the mat with 1 second. With 1 second, it's pretty hard to get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's going to be an escape ordered with the one final tick of the clock.
The benches are going nuts.
Schaff just has to make sure not to lock his hands here.
Just do not lock hands. Go straight to an ankle. You got to win here. He's going to 8-7 with 1 second. Schaff successful.
Good
Big
job by
victory.
Blake Schaff.
Big victory for the sophomore.
And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Titus Humpert too. Both those guys.
2 good wrestlers. You can tell it's just early season and one wrestler just had a little bit more gas in the tank.
And you know what? They're going to meet many times throughout the season here in Southwest Iowa. That'll be a fun one to watch. But good job for the sophomore, Blake Schaff.
And I cannot mention, you're hearing the name Schaff at home, you're probably going, well, whose kid is that? Well, Brandon Schaff, a Sydney graduate here, would be his father.
Yep,
so,
absolutely. Talked to Brandon earlier tonight. Yes. Always good to see him.
Yeah, great bunch of people, the Schaffs.
That brings up another sophomore, Flint Bell, at 150 pounds for the Southwest Iowa Warriors, and he's going to wrestle A.J. Peters from Tri-Center. Again, we talked about Flint being a almost state qualifier. Really had a good showing at the district wrestling meet as a freshman.
Flint with the front headlock, gives that up, goes for a single leg. Cross-face attempt by the Tri-Center wrestler. Bell lifts the leg high into the air, trying for the back trip. Has a chance for the opportunity for a takedown here. He's in a good position. Spins around to the backside. Hasn't given the 2 points yet. There's the 2. Has the front leg lock. Kind of has a grapevine on the leg, on the front leg side there. Tied up the legs. Tri-Center wrestler trying like crazy to bring that foot of Flint's back out of there. Keeps that leg. He's trying to reverse the Tri-Center wrestler, but Flint does a great job of maintaining his hips.
Trapping that far wrist. Wrist control, we talked about earlier how important wrist control was in this sport.
And there it is again. Bell off the side. Tri-Center wrestler does a good job standing back up. Flint keeps the legs, keeps the drive back down. No points given. Still Bell 2-0.
Good counter by Flint Bell as the Tri-Center wrestler came to his feet.
Yes. Flint working the half from the, it's tough when it's referee's position like that, but he's got it in pretty deep. He's got a chance to turn the wrestler, but
A.J. Peters doing a good job of posting the far leg and preventing Flint Bell from turning him over, almost stacking. That would have turned into some kind of a stack, it looks like, from his trapped far wrist around the near side half.
Flint does a good job of raking back down off of his down to his belly off of his base. wrists roll there again, your wrist control you were talking about, Coach. And
we got 15 seconds in period 1 with Flint Bell from Southwest Iowa leading the match 2-0.
Trying to run that half. Great job by Peters trying to turn the head and look away from that half, not allowing it to happen and putting that leg out there for a post.
I don't know
in the period,
but I'm going to be sore in the morning just watching.
I know, right? This
because A.J. Peters did everything he could do from not being turned.
Yes.
Posting that far leg, and that his right arm was twisted above his head, left wrist trapped.
Like a spaghetti noodle.
It was. So period 2, both will start in neutral position on their feet.
Yes. Bell with the 2-0 lead. Got the takedown points in the first period. Flint Bell with a double leg attempt. Nice double leg.
Good job.
He'll finish it. He'll get the 2 points. Right to the mat. Tri-center wrestler. Peters. Flint trying to work the half. There's the power half attempt. He forearm to the back of the head. Power half. Not there. Flint going to break him back down off of his base. There's a cradle attempt. Can he lock it?
Got to make sure he doesn't get too high here,
don't
Flint.
want to get too high here.
Get yourself caught in a reverse cradle, which was talking about Coach Eitzman. They used to call it the Hubner, Coach.
I think he gave up there it is, isn't it? He gave up he's posted the backside arm. It's not really a cradle now.
No.
But it's almost an unorthodox kind of a move here by Flint.
I don't know if he was trying like a spladle, where he's got going, but
looks.
He had to be careful.
Like
the Tri-Center kid, Flint hanging his head way over the top, could have been caught in reverse cradle. That's saying reverse cradle is one of, it used to, before it was Southwest Iowa, just Sydney. Roger Eitzman's teams lived on that reverse cradle.
Absolutely.
You always preached in practices when you wrestled Sydney, watch out for that reverse cradle if you're on the up position. That was one of their favorite moves, and they were so good at it. Coach Eitzman did a wonderful job teaching that.
Yes. So Flint with a 4-0 lead right now with 25 seconds to go in the second period. Working the top referee's position here. He's gotten 2 takedowns.
18 seconds left.
Working hard for back points. He's going to get it there. He's got him in a good spot. This may be a pin. 13 seconds.
And there's the fall. A fall with 12 seconds left in the second period for sophomore Flint Bell for his first win of the season, bringing him to 1-1.
2 big pins for the Warriors.
Yeah, 2 sophomores come up with
2 back-to-back pins. Looks like we're going to be open at 157.
Alex Slock will go take a forfeit for Tri-Center. Then we put another sophomore. Team's littered with 10th graders, Coach.
Yes, a lot of young wrestlers, good for the program. Future of the program.
You know what's nice to see? Look over in our corner, and you have all of our wrestlers, current wrestlers, our guys on the guys team standing.
Yep.
Then you're surrounded by 4 or 5 of the young ladies that make up our girls program.
Yes.
The other girls are here to come. Then I look down and see other assistant coaches. I see our SRO, our school resource officer.
He's a huge wrestler.
Yes.
Huge wrestling fan, huge wrestler.
And helps coach at Shenandoah, and he works as SR of both the Fremont Mills and Sydney School District. Officer Roberts, great human being, and good for our program. And he's over here. You know what? He couldn't help himself. He was over there coaching too.
That kind of guy. He's all about it. So Parker Myers will take the mat for the Southwest Iowa Warriors at 165 pounds. We don't have an updated team score yet for you. I know that's not correct on the board. So I do believe Southwest Iowa Warriors should be in the lead, though.
About 15-12, I believe. I think it's 15-12, but we'll see what happens. But right now we got Parker Myers and this is where they might have made the change. This I believe is Alex Slock.
Okay.
That's going to stay the same, Coach. Alex Slock on a program. Then we'll come back with Matthew Tibbetts and add Aiden Goldap.
So it'll be Parker Myers and Alex Slock, we believe.
I believe it's Alex Slock, based on how I read the starting lineups down there.
Parker Myers working a front headlock. Very strong young man.
Has not been awarded the 2 points yet. He could easily get that by stepping around back, but he's going to work this pinning combination.
He figures he's got a minute 20 to get some back points if this doesn't work, or turn around and get his 2-point takedown. He's got that arm trapped really tight and snug. Needs to figure out a way to successfully turn his opponent or spin around and get the 2 points for the takedown here.
And I'm surprised at this point with 55 seconds left that, well, he's still got the opportunity. He's got that cross-face walked into Butcher pretty tight, but if it gets much under 30 seconds, they'll tell him to go ahead and forget that, spin around and get his 2 points, and don't take a 0-0 score into the second period after you've spent the whole first period in a Butcher situation. Go ahead and score.
37 seconds here to figure this out. They're telling him, the bench told him,
There
all
he
right, give
goes.
it up and get your 2.
Yep, and it got, guess what? Lucky guess on my behalf is right at 30
well.
seconds. Coach Lang said, go ahead and give up Butcher up and let's score points.
Great observation by the coaches over there to get that done. Good advice. Got him his 2 points, and now he's right back to working that front headlock again. Front headlock to a Butcher, whatever you want to call it there, because it's kind of both. I'll call it a Butcher. That looks more like a Butcher. He does not have the head. And there he's got it turned finally for some back points.
And I think
maybe a little bit late, but he's got it turned at least.
Going to get at least, oh, he got 3.
3-point
He
near
turned
fall.
him with about 6 seconds left. If I wasn't sure if he rolled 2, we got a little, maybe injury time. Nope.
It's a 5-0 score at the end of the first period. And the Tri-Center wrestler says he'll take the top position.
Yeah, I figured that whole being down that whole first period didn't pan out for him, so we're going to see what happens on top.
Let's see if Parker can explode off the bottom here. Parker Myers looks like possible blood time, maybe.
Referee Steve Lefevre says, take a look at him, Coach Lang, and if there's something we need to clean up, let's get her cleaned up and get rolling.
Did he just give a point?
Yep. Give a 1 point. Must be shoestrings weren't taped enough. So that's 1 point, penalty point.
1 penalty point, so 5-1.
It's a violation, equipment violation.
Buys both wrestlers a little bit more time.
Should be match score now 5-1. That's what. Yep. Steve's saying it's 5-1. He awarded that technical violation, penalty point.
Myers on the bottom for the Warriors. Right up for a reversal. Right into a reversal. Trying that front headlock again. Not sure he's got it.
Well, that's not the. All right.
There's a 1 point escape. He just did not
And
have that.
It was the best decision by Parker.
Right.
He gave up a point, but it was going to end up probably worse than that if he didn't.
7-2 lead for Parker Myers. A single leg attempt by the Tri-Center wrestler. Not going to get points, but Tri-Center wrestlers.
Oh. We've got blood time. Right away, Steve saw blood and blew it dead. No points awarded. It's going to be 7-2 when action resumes.
Yes.
With 1:28 left in period 2.
This is one of them squirrely matches right here.
Yeah.
You're in control if you're Parker Myers here, and you just no room for a mistake here to turn this wrong way.
So you know we've been celebrating and honoring that 1992-93 state dual team all evening.
Absolutely.
We introduced them in pre-match, and then we took time between the 2 duels and introduced the wrestlers and the coaches that were here and read some of their accomplishments. And again, I'll read through that when we had a little extended break, but 2 of the guys are here, have sons on this team, and they both have a chance to do something special tonight, and that'd be Brad Johnson off that 92 team. His son Gabe is a senior, and Billy Edelman, his son's a senior. Both of them were returning state qualifiers, and have a chance to do some things special tonight as far as picking up their 100th win and most victories in program Southwest Iowa Warrior history. But I better let you talk.
Yeah, Myers did exactly. I might have jinxed him again. I said you just can't make a mistake and get yourself caught. Good Parker trying to fight off the half. He's got to look away, and he's got to look away from this. He's got himself back up to his base, which is good for him, but he's going to give up some near fall points here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a 2-point near fall, if I'm correct, but then we've got an intentional 1 point for
full Nelson, legal hold.
So Myers will still be in the bottom position. He is ahead only 8-6 now.
Yeah, but the best thing was he got out of that pinning combination and they get a fresh start. We got a caution on Tri-Center wrestler for
that was
covering too soon.
Yep. And now Myers in the bottom position, the referee's position in the bottom, trying to work his way up. Looks like a cradle attempt by the Tri-Center wrestler. Tri-Center wrestler sure made a good decision to work from the top here, as he's been successful so far this period. Got himself back into the match. He was trailing 5-1. There's going to be a reversal for Myers. Almost pulls him back over on top of him. He does get 2 for the reversal, so he's up 10-6.
With 20 seconds left in period number 2. Here at 165 pounds.
Give up a reversal here, so it's going to be 10-8 with 10 seconds to go in the period. Myers about to give up back points, but no back points given. It was
short
close.
time.
Close,
I'm
close,
looking
close.
at 2 tired wrestlers, Coach.
Yeah, exhausted.
You can tell this is week 1 as far as competition. Both these guys are tired, so it's going to be really, at 10-8 score, it comes down to willpower because they're both exhausted.
Yep.
It's going to see who has the inner fight right here.
Yep. 10-6, 10-8 lead for Meyer. We're going to start in the neutral position. We're into the 3rd period. Both wrestlers are exhausted. A little bit of willpower here.
Who can outlast the other one with 2 minutes?
Exactly.
With Myers nursing a 10-8 lead.
We'll bring him back to the center of the mat.
You just have a feeling
it might be who gets their gas first.
Yeah. You have a feeling that if whoever ends on top of this takedown might be the guy who ends up on top of the match.
Meyer goes aggressively there for a takedown. Right to a cradle attempt. He's going to pull him over. Oh, no. This could go either way. No points given. Just doesn't quite have that cradle in the right spot. He possibly can get a 2 points here, but
right back to that
crossface. Excuse me. Myers is on top in the top position. No points given here. It's 10-8. Now he's going to get 2. He's going to lead 12-8. 12-8. You want to keep your hips back and not get caught. Well, there's 2 for a reversal. 12-10 with a minute to go. Myers on the bottom.
He's got to be careful. He's going to get warned for stalling because he hasn't really moved since he got the reversal. And I think Steve Lefevre just verbally warned him, saying you got to get moving
hips
on the bottom.
Up. He's got his hips up, but there's a half Nelson attempt by the Tri-Center wrestler who's got it in. Myers may be going for a roll look here.
Oh, don't expose your back.
Don't want to do that. Myers' best thing here would be to stand up, Coach. He's not covering the ankles. Come to your feet. Get your point for the escape. Lead by 3 instead of just 2. You don't want to roll here. Don't want to go to your back. It looks like he's going to lose back points. Nope. Tilt did not get any back points. Fought it off. He's got 30 seconds here. He's up 12-10. Fighting from the bottom. Now we're going to get some back points. There's 2 points. If he gets 3, then he'll be in the lead.
Still just two
near fall.
So
2 points. Ties it up at 12-12. Myers can get out in 18 seconds. He can get the win. Doesn't want to get rolled here. 13 seconds. There's back points. 2 back points for the top wrestler. Meyer can get out and get the escape. Reversal, 2.
Reversal ties up 14-14.
14.
He's got to hold on for 2 seconds.
2 seconds. 14-14 tie. We're going to overtime.
And what both these wrestlers didn't want, Coach, more time.
Neither one of them wanted to go any further here.
I will say I think Parker's had more takedowns.
I think so,
So
too.
they start on their feet, which you would think would be advantage.
Yes.
Southwest Iowa, right? But both wrestlers are extremely exhausted.
Yep. 14-14, we're going to overtime.
Well, Steve Lefevre's talking. What do we got going? It should be 4, according to the scoreboard. Nothing's changed. It's 1 minute on the clock. We're going to overtime, Coach.
Okay. Here we go. 14-14, both wrestlers head tie. Now we're going to work away from the head tie. Up, we got a break. Got a break in the action. 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 I believe he stopped it for blood time again.
Yeah, no points.
Right. This might be to Parker Myers' advantage because he's winded really bad.
Steve was screaming break, and the wrestlers couldn't hear him and went on with the action.
Right. So, Tri-Center coach here, I'm scrambling to hurry up and get this cleaned up, get my wrestler back on the mat because we're still going to be in the neutral position when we come back. We're at 165-pound weight class. It's 14-14. We're into overtime. Southwest Iowa Warrior wrestler Parker Myers versus Alex Slock, we believe, of Tri-Center.
Yes, I believe.
Got your money's worth on this one, Coach.
Great match. You can tell both wrestlers are still young and learning. It's been kind of a sloppy match, but I tell you what, effort's been there.
Yes.
And now they're just exhausted.
A little bit of head toss try there by both wrestlers. Little break. Get some distance between each other now. Arm attempt here. Arm whip attempt there.
Parker's
Parker's got a chance to get two here. Edge of the mat. No points given. He's going to call him out of bounds. Both neutral. 29 seconds to go here.
There was an opportunity.
Yep. 29 seconds. 14-14. Overtime. Both wrestlers working the front headlock in here. Myers was so close on that takedown attempt there. 15
don't stand
seconds left.
straight up. Don't stand straight up.
In on a double leg is the wrestler. Myers will sprawl.
Hips up.
Hips
Get your
up.
hips up.
No points given yet. Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Both wrestlers are neutral.
As soon as the Tri-Center wrestler put his left foot in the black,
Yep.
it was
great officiating, man.
and the Tri-Center coaches knew it, and they just were smiling, going, doggone it, we missed an opportunity.
6 seconds left here. There's a shot attempt. Right at the whistle. He's got it high, but can either wrestler finish this off in 6 seconds? No. 14-14. Tied after one in overtime. After the first period of overtime. This is where the nitty-gritty happens here.
They said, you guys are wrestling so good, your reward is you have to keep wrestling.
Well, another minute period, am I correct? Or is this the 3 minute?
30-second, isn't it?
Oh, it is 30 seconds. That's correct. 30 seconds. The Warrior wrestler won the toss and deferred. Told to cover.
He's going to get caution.
Oh, there's the caution green.
Caution green. He's got to be down on the elbow. He was just kind of draped over the arm, which is not allowed.
Yep. So 30 seconds here. Deferred. The Tri-Center wrestler chose the bottom position. No points given yet. There's 1 point for an escape. 1 point for the escape. Kind of a headlock move. Oh, Parker Myers with the headlock.
And
He's got it. I think that's it. There's 2 points for the takedown and the headlock
Oh, no.
for back points.
Did I speak too early? Because I thought the way he laid there, I thought that it was probably
4,
over.
3, 2 point reversal. Now I think we're at 16-17.
Parker had a 5-point move.
Right.
And then they reversed us back at the end.
Right. So we should be at 19-17, correct?
That's what the scoreboard reads right now.
And it should be Parker Myers' victory.
They got an escape and reversal. They scored 3 that period.
Parker
Parker scored 5. So Parker should have a 2-point lead. And I think that's what the scoreboard reads, and that should be correct. 19-17.
19-17.
All of a sudden, this wrestling match took on a football score, Coach.
It did. 19-17.
Now, in this 30-second period, Parker starts down.
No, he's not. He's going to go to the up position because he deferred, and I just saw him say, hey, you're going up.
Okay.
You're going to go up, yeah. Not sure. I would have. Can you choose neutral? You have to go. You have to choose.
I think you got to choose up or down, but he wants up. Okay.
Yeah, chose the. Which, I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, he was turned twice, earlier, and, he's tired.
He's tired, and the young man from Tri-Center really ran that Health Nelson pretty well.
The question is here: if you can ride him out, say for 5, 6, 7 seconds, and release him, cut him. Yeah, don't give up the.
Give one, not two, right?
Right.
And you haven't been warned for stalling.
Right.
So you'd
much rather. Oh, now I'm seeing a score at 19-16. That'd be a 3-point lead by Parker. I'm not sure. Should be 19-17 if we're adding right.
I had 19-17, but
yeah,
there was a lot of action. Yeah, 19-17 is right, and that's what. After conferring with the coaches, great job officiating by Steve.
Yep. Both wrestlers got the second wind here, maybe, huh? A little bit of a break in between periods, but.
You ride him as long as you can, and if you feel yourself getting in trouble, you cut him for 1 point. Don't give up 2.
Yep. Oh, no. That might be a point,
That's
right?
His second
caution.
That's his second caution.
Nope. the second caution.
So now, next time is a point.
Next time it is, yeah.
You get 1 warning for stalling. You get 2 cautions.
There it is, right down the whip. Now you ride this, just ride it
There you
out
go.
right there. Hold it right
Parker
there.
needs to keep the pressure on. You don't have to pin
Don't
him.
even try to turn him. Don't even try turning. Grab an ankle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think it's going to be a point for red for an illegal move, a headlock, or full Nelson. I didn't see it.
I did not see that either.
I didn't see it.
But I'm sure Steve is right. You aren't as good as Steve Lefevre and not get that one right. So he was right. I just didn't see it.
Right. Here we go.
Oh, they locked his hands.
There it is.
That ties the match.
Ties the match right there. You just got to hold him down for 16 seconds
and now,
here.
advantage, Tri-Center.
Yes.
Because he's in a better scoring position.
15 seconds to score. You got to hold him down for 15 seconds here.
And you can't lock your hands again.
No. Ankle to knee here. 10 seconds. Can he hold him down for 10 seconds? If he can, he's going to be a 19-19 score. I have no idea where we're going from here, Coach.
Unlock your hands there. He locked him.
He locked him. That's time. That's time. That's time. That's time.
That's going
to be interesting. It's time.
Towel girl did tap. Steve didn't feel it. And we'll see where the hands came locked. If the hands were before the time ran out, Tri-Center wins 20-19. If it's after.
Okay, so we're having a discussion at the scores table to find out if the tap was before the lock of the hands. Making it very interesting. So this is a very controversial one. We're at the third. This is the third overtime. It's 19-19. The match ended on a locked hand, by the top wrestler. And it's an argument as to whether the towel hit the referee before the locked hands or not. And it looks like it's going to go in favor of the Tri-Center wrestler. They're going to call the locked hands.
Yeah. Locked hands, and I'll be honest, I was not going to comment on it. I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
I think there was still about 2 seconds left when Parker threw him back to the mat. When they were on their feet, he had him in a bear hug, and they threw it back to the mat. There was still time on the clock. Right. And when Steve got in position, I do think there was a second or two left. So that's.
I'll tell you what you had.
That's a tough call.
What you had there was a referee's nightmare.
Yes, it is a referee's nightmare.
That was the worst possible situation that could happen for the official. And it's not wrong, it's not right. You know, I mean, either way. But what a match, though. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, great. I tell you what, great effort by both those young men, and they're exhausted.
Now that match was a forfeit, but guess what? You got 2 matches in that last one for the price of 1. So we're going to move on to. That was a forfeit at 175 by the Southwest Iowa Warriors. Looked like Aiden Galdap.
Yep, they bumped
him up, and he took that forfeit at 175.
So Roof.
190 for Roof.
And
I'm not sure who they have wrestling here if it isn't a forfeit. That's forfeit.
It's a forfeit because Charlie Morse is not there at 190. So we traded 6 points. Now we go. Colton Wilson, the senior, going to check in the table at 215 for Southwest Iowa, and Ethan Chesmore.
This is the wrestler that had the
fantastic.
Yeah, he had a heck of a head. I don't even know what you call that thing, but it was some kind of a throw, and it was neat to watch. But let's see if Wilson the senior can muster up a Southwest Iowa Warrior victory here and find a way to stay out of that throw. Both wrestlers tie up. Looks like Chesmore, up. Period stopped. Clock problems.
I think it's a Trek wrestling issue. The scores table was there waiting for Trek wrestling to catch up.
Right. Is the team score, do you think that's correct?
I think it's probably pretty close. I think they're.
So 21-27 in favor of the Trojans right now.
As we go, Wilson and Chesmore. Wilson, a senior.
Don't have Chesmore's grade, but definitely an experienced wrestler. For sure, he's working an inside cradle, and he's got the cradle locked. Doesn't have back points yet. Does now. Not sure he's not maybe just a little bit high to get the pin here, but Wilson will get out of that.
Great job by Colton Wilson to get out of that pinning combination.
Yep. Stuff the head, spin around, get your points here. Just 2 for a reverse. Going to go for his own cradle, Wilson is. Wilson tempted to walk around. He has him. Does he have him locked? I can't see.
I think he's got the cradle locked up.
Got it locked. He's going to try to sit through. If he can sit through, he might have a chance to get it. It's hard to get a big body in a cradle like that for back points. Not going to happen. He's trailing 2-5 at the moment. He'll work the wrist now, give up the cradle. Broke down to his base, back up to his base for the wrestler. Wilson a little high. Trying to work the leg in, it looks like, though. Possibly did get the leg worked in. Chessmore trying to raise the leg of Wilson to get the reversal here. He will get it. Great job, and right into a half. Nope, right into a front headlock, but no points other than the 2-point reversal. So I have 2-7 in favor of Chessmore.
With 20 seconds left in period 1, and there we're going to get some more points, Coach.
Yeah, now we're back points with picking up the head reversal and the fall.
I'm impressed with Chessmore. We've seen him twice now.
Pretty good wrestler, 215-pound Ethan Chessmore.
Yep.
2 impressive victories tonight for that young man from Tri-Center.
I think he's going to have a good season. I think he's pretty solid right there at 215.
He's one of those guys that might trail in a good match and figure out a way to win it.
Which is exactly, I think, what happened in the first match over. I think he was behind.
Yes, he was. I believe that was not a trainer that he was wrestling at that point.
Yep.
Hey, we're on to the heavyweights, 285.
Mason Doval for Southwest Iowa and Blake Miller for Tri-Center. Mason, a junior. Apologize, we don't have the grades for Tri-Center.
No. I know Mason's been dealing with some shoulder injuries in practice. Kind of lingering from football season. But very strong kid.
Got caught in a
headlock. And this 285-pounder threw one earlier, and it went the same way over here versus Trainer.
You're correct. Match. We did watch Blake Miller toss his opponent in the headlock, didn't we?
Headlock wrestler. That's a long time to fight off your back at 285.
Yeah, he's got a minute 26, but he
almost rolled through. Might work himself off to the edge of the mat to get himself a chance to get out of this.
Corner is screaming, know where you are, know where you are. But the problem is if he tries to push too much forward, he's going to push that shoulder to the mat.
Well, he did fight out of that headlock. Good job.
Fantastic job by Mason Doval to get off his back. Like I said, a minute 30 is a long time to fight, especially when you get in those upper weights.
Yeah. So he trails 5-0. They're off the mat now. They're going to move them both back to the center. Mason Doval will be in the bottom position.
Breath of fresh air for Mason Doval.
Oh, yeah. Great job, though.
Because
there's no way I would have thought that he could have survived that, but he did. No. This goes to show the heart and effort of the kid. Or the young man, I should say. Mason working from the bottom position, trailing 5-0. Doval will try a stand-up attempt. Grabs an inside leg. Got a chance for an opportunity for a takedown himself.
Oh,
possible. Got to roll through that. Almost rolled through it. Back to a tough position again on the bottom, but
he's able to roll on through.
He is able to roll on through. He'll only give up 2 back points and 2 reversal.
Locked hands. So Doval's going to get on the scoreboard at 7-1 with 22 seconds left in period 1. This is a prime example. You survive all these close calls, and
well,
you get later on the match. It just takes one hold, one move, and you can come out on top. So
especially at 285, because these big guys get winded so easy. And if you've got just a little bit more gas than they've got, you've got a wonderful opportunity. And Doval just keeps trying to find ways to stay alive. If he just wins one of these scrambles one of these times, it could look different. 7-1 right now, with 5 seconds to go in the period.
Doval can work to his feet with short timer to try to get one out of it. He does work to his feet. Oh, he does give him the one. He worked his feet and did get his one.
Give him one escape. It's 2-7. Going into the second period, Doval will have the choice, defers. Tri-Center probably wasn't wanting to go to the second period here.
Nope, but he's going to choose down.
Put his wrestler down. Now if you're... Now
I was surprised they didn't go neutral with that.
I was too.
Such a good job with his headlock.
Yep. Doble's got to do a really good job here of staying out of a roll situation here. Just a heavyweight wrestler, my friend. Now, Doble with a chance for back points here. Got into his backside. If he can pick up the head and squeeze, he's got a chance for a pin. He's got a chance for a pin. I think it's there. Doble trailing 7-1. Gets the pin from the top position, from the top referee's position for the win.
And we just talked about that, especially these upper weights. And, you know, it didn't seem like much at the time when that headlock in that first period was such a long time to fight.
Wow.
But, you know, Mason finds a way back to his base. And less than a minute and a half later, he's the winner. Man. Great job by Mason Doble, and that just goes to show you exactly how quickly things can turn in the sport of wrestling.
If you'd have told me when he was on his back for 285 pounds on him for well over a minute that he was going to end up winning that match.
And he ended up on his back twice.
Yes.
In that first period.
Great, great effort.
So now we got some forfeits going.
Great effort and a big win for Mason Doble.
And I believe the scoreboard has not caught up, but I believe with those forfeits that may, we'll see if the scoreboard catches up, but if the scoreboard's right at 33-27, it comes down to this match here. We'll see if the scoreboard's caught up, because we're sending Gabe Johnson, the seniors, returning state qualifier, and has a chance to go to 100 victories tonight. He would love to get to 99 on this one.
Yes.
And if it's by fall and that scoreboard reads correctly, it'll be a 33-33 tie, which will go to a criteria.
Yeah. We saw that last night in the girls match too, didn't we? That quad last night.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that ended either, because it was 33-33. That one, I believe, is the same score.
We've got referee conferring with the Tri-Center corner, so I don't know if things will change.
Well, if you're Southwest Iowa, this is the guy you want on the mat. Your senior state qualifier.
It did change. They weren't caught up. It's 39-27 in favor of Tri-Center, so the team outcome has been decided.
Yes.
Now we're just going to watch Gabe Johnson for his first time in his senior campaign on the mat. He took a forfeit earlier. And like Seth Edelman, you know, Gabe probably wants some mat time. So if he ever gets in a position where he feels that he's got it in control, I would assume that he's going to get some mat time and maybe not try to end this one early.
Yes. I believe his opponent is Griffin McDermott, 120-pound wrestler from Tri-Center. Johnson in on a single leg attempt. Nice backside trip. Doesn't get awarded any points yet. Johnson will pick him up, bring him to the mat. Now he's confirmed, got the 2-point takedown.
Good job of keeping that ankle trapped.
Got it trapped.
Keeping it trapped with his hip up against his opponent's body. Now it releases.
Yes. Just that 2-point takedown scramble there, I promise you, is one in the wrestling room, in the practice room. I watch him and Edelman go over this over time and time again. So he might be giving that takedown to his teammate.
And Seth, speaking of Edelman, Seth standing right there by Coach Lang and Coach Bales, tenderly watching. You know, you put all this time in, they've traveled together, they've wrestled countless hours against each other in the wrestling room. They're each other's biggest fan, I guarantee it. And they're both so into each other's matches. And it goes a long way to have a strong wrestling room.
Absolutely. So Johnson ahead 2-1 with a nice little fireman's carry.
There's your fireman's carry we thought we'd see.
Done perfectly. Right to the back with possible back points. Not going to get back points, but what a takedown. Holy moly.
Put your match score at 4-1 in favor of Gabe Johnson, the senior, over Griffin McDermott from Tri-Center.
Man, selfish me wants him to let him back up just so I can see that fireman's carry again. That was sweet.
When it's executed correct, it's a fun move to watch.
Yes. And 14 seconds to go in the period. 4-1 lead, like you said. Favor of Johnson.
Tri-Center got a whizzer in.
Tried to do that. I tell you what, Coach, I don't think the Tri-Center wrestler, I don't know him, McDermott, but I'm going to say he's an experienced wrestler as well. He's not just your average wrestler.
Gabe's had to work, hasn't he?
Yes. This is a good wrestler who's wrestling. And the red chooses neutral, so Tri-Center wrestler chose neutral, so Johnson will have the option in the third period, if it goes that far, to choose what he wants. So we'll start in the neutral position. Johnson, who's had a couple of takedowns, leads 4-1 versus McDermott of Tri-Center. Little snap action there. Johnson trying to get some separation to set something up. Very strong, very good hips. Just a good wrestler. There's a headlock attempt that didn't go good for McDermott. Johnson will duck under and get the 2-point takedown. Nice gut tight gut wrench. I believe he's got the inside arm trapped or hand trapped. Trying to work something with that.
And I'm getting caught. Looking ahead, Coach. I'm looking at trainers line up, and they are open at 120 where Gabe is. They're also open at 132 where Seth is.
Oh, shoot.
So both those senior state qualifiers look right now as they are going to only get one match this evening. So, they need this mat time. They want the mat time. So,
sure they do.
And Gabe's got his hands full here. This young man, Griffin McDermott, has wrestled before, and he looks pretty solid.
Yes. Now, Johnson leads 6-1. They'll bring him back to the middle. Calling off the mat at the 120-pound weight class. Gabe Johnson, son of Brad Johnson, a member of the team that we're 92-93 team that we're honoring tonight.
I wonder if they wrestle at home.
Who would your money be on?
That's a great question. I think Brad's got him by a few pounds. But I would say Gabe's probably in a little better shape.
I'm going to guess so. I think Brad would probably be breathing pretty hard.
If Brad could end it in the first 30 seconds, I like his chances. After that, my money goes to Gabe.
I do too.
As Gabe continues to ride Griffin McDermott here in period number 2, supporting a 6-1 lead.
Right, working an arm. Working an arm bar on the backside arm bar. Now he's got it locked.
Pick the head. There he goes. Pick the head.
Chance for a pin.
Now he might go for the fall.
Near fall points here given. It's a state qualifier wrestler for sure.
Yep, there's a fall with 1 second left in the
Right.
second period. Gabe said, I'll go ahead and pick the fall up right here.
Yep.
Because I think he needs the mat time. He wants the mat time, but I think he understands that's almost out of respect for that.
I think it was
for the Tri-Center wrestler, because I think Gabe said, hey, this kid's good enough.
Yeah, you don't want to.
That if we go to period 3, anything could happen, right?
Right.
So
I agree with you on that.
So
Totally.
I think that was more of that fall out of respect.
Right. But Johnson with the win, a decisive win, and looked like a state qualifier wrestler to me.
Yeah, and that's going to bring your total, your team score to Tri-Center winning that duel 39-33 when they get everything put up on the board.
So.
And Coach Lang will motion up here and tell us how much time we have before we start our third and final round, which will pit the Southwest Iowa Warriors against the Trainer Cardinals and Tri-Center against Woodbine. I would imagine maybe 5-10 minute break. Well, they got 5 minutes on the clock as I speak, Coach. We got one running down here. So
5 minutes to go before our next duel. Once again, a 39-33 victory for the Tri-Center Trojans over the Southwest Iowa Warriors. But you got to see 2 state qualifier wrestlers in Johnson and Edelman, both victorious and both look like they're midseason form.
Yeah, they both look good, and they got to be pleased with their efforts this evening. And like I said, if the program holds true, they're both probably done for the night, taking a forfeit win in this match. But they'll get recognized for their accomplishments. Gabe is on track. If he takes that forfeit, we'll get his 100th career win, which is a big accomplishment. And Seth Edelman will move into sole possession of first place with the all-time wins in the Southwest Iowa Warrior program. So if both those programs stays true, there's forfeits. That's really not in question. It's just a matter of celebrating what that time gets here.
Right, and what an accomplishment. What an accomplishment. I'm sure there's a lot of proud parents out there and a lot of proud just wrestling fans here tonight.
You know what, and I guarantee it meant a lot, and I think Coach Lang knew this was an opportunity to have these two boys. They had the opportunity tonight to reach that goal, and he's bringing the teammates of their fathers back here tonight, and I know it's a little extra pride going on with Bill Edelman and Brad Johnson to have their classmates and their wrestling mates back to witness their sons accomplish pretty good accomplishments, and
that's pretty cool.
So it's pretty special. And as talking about those team as promised, here's what was read between Duel 1 and Duel 2. We put at this time we'd like to recognize our 1992-93 state duel team. The 92-93 Southwest Raiders were led by head coach Roger Eitzman and assistant coaches Tim Travis and Mark Graham. This team put together an incredible 21-0 dual record during the regular season. The team also saw tournament championships at Trainer, Sabetha, Wilbur-Claytonia, Sydney, Humboldt, Sectional Wrestling Tournament, and the District Wrestling Tournament. They qualified for the Regional Dual Tournament in Greenfield and beat Lennox and Dallas Center Grimes to advance to State Dual Championships. At the State Dual Tournament, the Raiders took a heartbreaking loss to Wilton 34-30 and then lost the consolation match to take fourth place and to end their dual record with an astonishing 21-2 feat. The Raiders had 7 individual state district qualifiers at that time as district qualifiers: Josh Crane, Brad Johnson, Eddie Rankin, Lance Moore, Ryan Shalin, Justin Smith, and Tony Eitzman. Two of those gentlemen qualified for the state wrestling tournament, Lance Moore and Josh Crane. Josh went on to become the first state champion in wrestling for the Southwest Raiders. And then we went on to recognize the gentlemen who were in attendance here tonight, and that was Corey Boland, Brad Johnson, Kyle Kemper, Jackie Loffrey, Ryan Chalin, Bill Edelman, Matt Hobby, Tony Eitzman, and Ben Jury, and coaches Tim Travis, Mark Graham, and Roger Eitzman. And we thank them for the wonderful memories that amazing team left with both communities,
Yes.
Hamburg and Sydney, and on the Southwest Raider Wrestling program. And your starting lineup that year was 103, Josh Crane, 112, Corey Boland, 119 was Brad Johnson, 125 was Eddie Rankin, 130 was Lance Moore, 135 was Kyle Kemper, 140 was Jackie Loffrey, 145 was Ryan Chalin, 152 Bill Edelman, 160 Justin Smith, 171 was Matt Hobby, 189 was John Kingery, and Tony Eitzman rounded out the roster at 285 at heavyweight. So there was your starting starting lineup for your Southwest Iowa Raiders in 1992-93.
There's a few of them guys on that list that were here tonight that sure look like they'd still be able to wrestle. Good to see a few faces of Jackie Loffrey. Haven't seen him for years. Was a great wrestler as well. All the way from, remember him from little kids all the way up to high school. Jackie was a great wrestler. Somebody you didn't want to see on your bracket. Somebody's name you didn't want to see in the bracket. There was a couple guys here that I wrestled back in high school. I mean, and I never ended up on the good side of anything. That was John Kingery and Tony Eitzman. Those guys were upper class guys, and they were just, not only were they great wrestlers, they were good teammates. They were good people to be around, even if you weren't from Sydney or you weren't from Hamburg. Those guys were still good guys to be around, and still are to this day.
And talking, obviously I was away from Southwest Iowa at that time. I was just graduating college and moving on with my career. But Josh Crane, being forever, my parents ran the youth wrestling program all the way through, and watched Josh grow up and wrestle, and ended up watching him win that state championship on TV that night.
Special moment for him.
Obviously the Johnsons and the Rankins and the Lance Moore, of course, old Max Moore. We talk about legends here with Roger Eitzman, and Steve Meyer was in the crowd, another Sydney legend. As in his own right in cross country and track and field and many other sports. I mean, he's coached about everything. But we had those guys. But talk about the Moore name.
I believe we saw Lance. I believe we saw Lance here not too long ago.
It wasn't too long ago. It was about a year.
Maybe it was
about a year ago. We saw Lance. Lance is in Colorado right now, and it was good to catch up with Lance. But Lance, his brother Jay and brother Heath, I wrestled alongside against Heath and Jay. We're about the same age as I were, a little give or take a year or two. And
Lance is a teammate, great guy, great wrestler as well. Kyle Kemper, wow, was a toughie.
And I had a chance. I had the privilege of when I first got back here to coach Jackie's younger brother.
Yeah, is that right?
Absolutely,
Kenny. Yeah, Kenny. And
one of my favorite stories.
Kenny was the wild man.
One of my favorite stories about Kenny Loffrey is it was a Christmas break, and there was snow on the ground, and we had practice, and coaches Tim Travis was the head coach, and Mark Graham and I were the assistants, and we showed up, and there was no Kenny. Now, Kenny, and I remind you, Kenny probably lived, I'm going to say, a good 9 miles out of town. And it was up and down hills on the gravel, okay? And old Tim Travis is spitting nails because Tim, I tell you what.
Better be on time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't make it much better than Tim Travis, but I tell you what, you need to be there. And it went from mad to glad in a hurry because in walks Kenny Loffrey about 20 minutes late. But you know how he got there?
I have no idea.
Rode his bicycle.
Is that right?
So it went from Tim Travis.
He pedaled fast too, knowing that
Tim Travis wanting to strangle him, to using that kid as an example of the dedication because Kenny had no way into town.
Yeah.
Rode that bicycle over winter break with snow on the ground, up and down those hills.
I promise he was pedaling fast because he didn't want to do the Coach Travis.
And it went from Tim, please don't kill old Kenny.
Please don't.
We just gave him a hug and celebrated the fact he got there.
Yes. Hey, here's another name too at the 160-pounder. You can't say enough about this guy.
Oh, Justin Smith.
Look what he's done with his career, period. I mean.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's a heck of a football coach. He's not only a great wrestler, he's a heck of a football coach. He's a Sergeant Bluff Luton. And again, got to celebrate with Justin here a few years ago. We both got an award at the Iowa Football Coach Association, and Justin was the award winner in his class. And they ran out of names in my class, so I happened to stand up here with him. But what an honor that was to relive some old times with Justin Smith and at the time Kenny Winkler, who was also a Southwest Iowa guy.
Don't think you can not mention Matt Hobby here too, who actually went into doing some officiating here a few years ago.
Yeah, Matt has been a long time wrestling official. I don't know if he's hung that up. I haven't seen him on the mat here recently. I don't know if he decided that was enough, but if it was, he sure put his time in.
Yep. And Corey Bolin. We don't want to forget about him. Corey at 112-pounder for that team, and he was a really good wrestler too back in the day. Remember lots about Corey. He was fun. He was a fun wrestling partner in practice. I know that.
And Ryan Schlinn, my dad and his dad are best friends, and grew up watching Ryan. Probably cussed him quite a bit down at his dad owns the Blue Moon Bar. My dad would go down
I did
and
too
cook,
back in high school.
And I tell you, Ryan's a character, but
Yeah.
he's one of a kind, and I'm glad there's only one of him.
Yeah.
He's a special character, and I love Ryan to death. And
got his own great business too.
oh,
Yeah.
has he made it successful or what?
Yes, he has.
If you need anything done, that's the guy to go to because everything he does looks beautiful. And the other guy that was here, wasn't on the starting lineup was Ben Jury.
Oh yeah, yes.
And Ben's back in the area and helps run the youth program.
Yep.
And I was going to mention Curtis Berry sitting across the way.
Yeah, you can't.
Curtis
has done a
Berry and
wonderful
Ben
job of
Jury
that.
work with our youth program, and that's anybody that's been around any sports know that you're only as good as your youth programs.
Yep.
And Curtis has really worked his tail off the last 3 or 4 years.
He really has.
Trying to rebuild our youth program, and I know Ben Jury helps.
Not just wrestling, football. I mean, everything. He's done a great job with
Yeah.
that. A lot of respect for Curtis Berry, and a lot of thank yous that need to be going out to him.
So there you go. There's your rundown of the 1992-93 team, and we hope we reached all those guys and talked about them and made them feel a part of tonight's broadcast and tonight's meet because they sure gave us a lot of memories and gave everybody that was here a lot of memories. So thank you to those gentlemen. And right now we're ready to get back to action at the current time, Coach, and at the present. We're going to go back to the junior varsity matches as it looks like Landon Ramos.
A little Ramos action again.
And we're going against trainers, so my best guess, it's Michael Karitzitz.
I'm glad you read that last name because that was a tough one.
Well, I'm sure it was wrong, but we're going to roll with it. And we're just going to call him Michael from here on out.
There you go. So Michael versus Ramos. JV action.
You know what, to put a little in context, Coach, I was out roaming the hallways between the first duels and talk about this sport and the importance of these matches going on. And I heard what I assume was a parent. They were talking as a person who maybe missed the first duel, and they said, you know what, my son took the mat. It was for his first time ever. You know what, he didn't get pinned. He made it a full 6 minutes. That's a victory in itself.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you start with these small victories about, hey, I made it through the first period, or I made it through the second period. I made it the whole 6 minutes, and that was a proud mother of a young man in his first career. It sounded like his first career match, and he made it through a full 6 minutes. They were celebrating the fact that he'd made it. Not necessarily came out on top, but it was an accomplishment itself.
So many opportunities for victory in this brutal sport. And I'm telling you, and I've said it last night, I'll say it again tonight. If you can put your foot on that line and you can go out there and wrestle somebody else one-on-one and handle that pressure and that stress, and you can handle anything in life. I don't care what it is.
And amen, and I think that's why we both respect this sport, love this sport, and this is my favorite night of the broadcasting here. I mean, I love volleyball. I love the football that we do and some other things, the basketball. But I really look forward to tonight, our home duels. We get to come out and celebrate this sport of wrestling.
And it's been a good one so far. And we're doing some JV action right now. Landon Ramos versus, we're just going to call him Michael from Trainer.
Chicken.
Well, I'm a smart chicken, Coach. I'm a smart chicken. Well, Ramos working the top head. They actually tried to tie up the head there a little bit, but both wrestlers just kind of trying to find their range here, find something to go by here. Ramos, a young wrestler, his first match he ended up was leading the match fairly in good control of the match, and ended up losing by fall. Kind of got caught, but showed a lot of
we'll see how he responds here. He had that lead and just got caught, didn't he?
He did. So,
and I apologize. I nursing a head cold and a cough, Coach, and sometimes I just can't.
I thought maybe you swallowed a mosquito.
Hold that back, and you're sitting home wondering what's going on up here, but I'll try not to hack into the microphone for you. As a trainer wrestler, gets the takedown and takes a 2-0 lead with 20 seconds left in period number 1 as this first junior varsity match.
Had a cradle, but Ramos rocks out of it. Almost was able to get a reversal, but no back points given. Still trails 2-0. Trainer wrestler in the top position. Looking for a half Nelson here. Ramos looks away. Gets back to his base. There's the end of the period. We'll go to period 2 with a 2-0 lead for the trainer wrestler. Trainer will have the option and chooses the down position. It's good for Ramos to get a couple matches tonight.
Absolutely.
And Ramos, for the first time in this match, working the top position. Looks like he's going for looks like he's got wrist control on one arm, and trainer wrestler tries to stand but fails as Ramos brings him back down, but had to use the locked hands to get that accomplished, and he'll be penalized for that.
And the match is stopped to award that point. Yeah, you can have your lands locked if you're both on your feet, but once the defending wrestler comes to the mat, you have just reaction time to get him unlocked, or it will be a point for your opponent, and that's what happened. And you see that a lot, especially early in the year, and especially with beginning wrestlers.
Right. So Ramos will still stay in the top position, but the trainer wrestler now out with an escape. Ramos quickly attacks, trying to work something in there with a head tie. Both wrestlers work back to the middle. A little space between them. You know, something else we need to mention tonight. It's great to just look on the other side of the gymnasium, just see it full tonight. It's good.
Yeah, and if you look to our left and our right on this side too,
it's
Coach.
Full
There's
here
a lot of people here tonight watching the quadrangle. Both wrestlers in a wizard position.
Ramos thrown to his back here, not in a good position.
No, he had that awful tight.
Yeah.
Once he got tossed to his back, he had that tight waist, which is actually up around the chest at that point. And
still valuable experience for Ramos. And he might walk out here with 2 losses tonight, but once again, somewhere you can find that victory and something there. I still go back to his first match.
Well, we're going to go to Seth Edelman here.
We're going to kick off
the Maverick Morgan, it looks like.
Yeah,
I guess we're not. We're jumping to 130.
Where are we at?
Well, I'll come.
Looks like we're going to go at 138, but maybe there's
a little bit of confusion.
Maybe
because
they put Maverick Morgan at 138 to maybe take the forfeit and then bump Edelman up.
Well, they're at 132, so did Maverick report too early is my question. Maverick went running over there, and they're at 132, and Maverick weighed in at 138. So maybe Maverick did weigh 132 and took the forfeit 132 and bumped Seth Edelman up to get the match.
Yeah, I think
that's what happened.
I believe that's what happened. That's a treat for us because now we get to watch.
Yes.
Not that we didn't want to watch Maverick wrestle, but it's a treat to get to watch Edelman possibly accomplish.
I'm guessing Maverick weighed in at 132 and went ahead and took that forfeit, and they
bumped Edelman.
Bumped Edelman up to 138.
That would be my guess. So we're going to get a chance to watch Edelman, who wrestles 132, wrestle 138 as he took the bump. And he will wrestle
Dylan Dreyer
of trainer. So Edelman, state qualifier wrestler, almost made the podium last year. Little discussion at the scores table as to who should be reporting and who should be wrestling, but
trying to catch up with technology too.
Right.
Track wrestling, such a valuable tool.
Yep. So Edelman will get to take the mat. And Coach, you said this is a match that could be of
As
importance.
I was informed this afternoon, or actually this morning and last week, that if Seth went 3-0, he would have sole possession of the most victories in the Southwest Iowa program in the history that
Okay.
Fremont Mills and Sydney have been together to form Southwest Iowa, currently held by a fantastic wrestler and young man, Kyle Kesterson.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we had the
privilege of doing that match, didn't
Yep, we were here when Kyle set that record, and then we watched Kyle's younger sister wrestle last night. She's pretty good in her own right.
Yeah, you talked about the Johnsons wrestling, Gabe and his dad. I'm not sure I'd want to wrestle a Kesterson.
No. And here's another one. You think they wrestled home? Well, Seth Edelman and Bill Edelman. Bill was on that 92 team.
Yeah. Well, and Seth also has a brother that wrestled too.
Oh, that's right. Lane was a good one.
Lane was a good wrestler as well.
Lane has a lot of victories in the Southwest Iowa program and put in a ton of time in this sport. So that's a wrestling family all the way through, right?
Guarantee it. And both of us having younger brothers, you know that we spent time rolling around wrestling with them, and you know that the same thing happened in those households as well. So, but we're trying to get things situated right technology-wise with the track wrestling down below so we can be on time here. But
it looks like we're good. Thumbs up. We're at the middle of the circle. We're going to business.
There we go. Edelman with a chance to be the Southwest Iowa Warrior all-time winningest wrestler.
And the season just started, so he's going to push that number way high, Coach.
He is too, is he? Yeah, state qualifier wrestler last year. He's won his first match earlier, and he's won two. He had a forfeit earlier and then the win earlier by pin. And working a inside cradle just to get a 2-point takedown there. Did not go for the cradle move. Now he's going for a tilt for back points, and he'll be rewarded those back points on the tilt. And we'll take a 4-0 lead, only 2 points on the back points there, not the 3-point back points, but has
another tilt going on. More points. He's going to get 3 more, and he saw the count when Ed released him.
Quickly up 7-0 and releases the wrestler for a 7-1 score.
Like how when you released him, he kept the pressure on. He didn't just cut him and stand straight up and down. Seth it's all business. So I'm going to release him. I'm going to keep pressure coming at you. I'm moving forward all the time.
So we are at 138 pounds.
And I believe it's a 6-0 team score as Maverick Morgan went out and took the forfeit at 132 for the Warriors.
So Edelman will toss the head down to a front headlock position to spin around for 2 points. Right at the edge of the mat.
Real quick, shucked him by, got his 2.
Releases him, but
releasing for a point.
You're right about keeping the pressure on, though, Coach. He just right there in his face.
Now, to make it worth his while, he's probably got to get a takedown here. Released him and gave up a point. If he doesn't get a takedown before the end of the period, it's kind of just a point.
4 seconds to do it, and he's going to have it, looks like.
There you go.
No
he did
points.
not award it, but he knew. Seth knew what was going on. Just maybe a second too late. Coach Lang smiles because we just mistimed that one. But Seth knew that he had to get a takedown. Otherwise, he just gave that point up unnecessarily.
So
but
92, still well into control of this match. He'll be in the bottom position. Red deferred, which trainer deferred, and Edelman quickly says, I'll go down. I need to work down. And quickly out, scrambles out of there. 10-2 score. Second period. Edelman with the sprawl. Nice little shot attempt there. Ooh, right to a butcher.
Yeah.
Right to a butcher to back points. Talk about a seasoned wrestler that just whipped that out of nowhere. Wow.
Pops the score up after the near fall points to 13-2.
So Edelman may be looking to end this one sooner than later. Cut him loose. 13-3.
And we have not seen a technical fall this evening, Coach, but for those at home, a technical fall, if one wrestler gets ahead of the other wrestler by 15 points, they stop the match, and it's 5 points for your team rather than 6 with a fall. So as Seth nears that technical fall point, we'll probably, if he gets the opportunity, try to get the actual fall, which gains us an extra team point.
So looking for if Edelman does a throw here versus just a takedown shot, whereas right to the back is just a 2-point takedown. So now Edelman will lead 15-3 and cut his wrestler again, make it a 15-4 score. There's another 2-point takedown. 17-4. Edelman releases him again, makes it 17-5.
At this point, if you take him down, you want to.
You got to finish it. Yeah, unless you.
Well, I guess no. It's 19-5. I read the thread and they didn't get the escape up there, so he's
yes.
still got one more takedown in him before he has to probably get a fall where the match will end.
Yes, correct.
And we'll give away a point.
22 seconds left in the second period. Edelman just patiently buying time here. 17 seconds, just waiting for the right thing. And there's a nice little duck under. There's a 2-point conversion, or 2 points. And now he's going to go for the back points with 7 seconds left. Going to try for the pin. Now he's just going to sit here and ride this one out. And that's a technical fall right there, Coach.
Yep. We just said we hadn't seen one, and we just saw one as that brings the match score to.
So there you go.
22-5.
And we have an announcement to make here.
With that victory, that makes Seth Edelman the all-time career wins leader for the Southwest Iowa Warriors with 121.
But there it is.
121.
121 wins right there. All-time. They're going to go give his mom a hug. I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool. So.
And you notice the first person that congratulated him was Steve Lefevre.
Yeah. And
they embraced in a hug, and because I tell you what, I saw the two of them sitting down there talking earlier pre-match, and when I got here at 5 o'clock, Steve was out there and Seth was sitting and visiting. Well, you know, I was like, actually last night the girls, Steve did the girls, that's where it was.
Yep.
And Seth was sitting there, and those two were having a conversation, because I guarantee out of those 121 victories, Steve's been a part of a lot of them.
Right.
Steve's all over, does a lot of officiating. And,
absolutely.
And as an official, you get to know your athletes, right?
Yep.
So here we go. We got
Schaff for the Southwest Iowa Warriors at 144 versus Keneally. I don't know if I'll say that right.
Coach, I think it's Bradley Keneally.
Keneally. Okay, there we go. Keneally of Trainer. Schaff with a 2-point takedown in the top position. He's been a very good wrestler tonight. He's had some good things happen for him.
Yes, is he 1-1 if I remember correctly?
1-1. 1-1, but almost had a thrilling one. And his loss was pretty thrilling. It was a pretty thrilling. He was in a thrilling position to possibly win that one, but just ran into a more experienced wrestler, I believe. But
well, he went out to the 2-point lead, and now the great job by Keneally to methodically work into that reversal for 2 points of his own, knotting the match up at 2.
So Schaff will work off the bottom. Looks like Keneally riding the far ankle, but now he's trying to work into a cross-face cradle attempt. Schaff doing a great job of controlling the wrist there of his. Now he's let go of it, and he's going to sprawl, going to stand up in the stand-up position. Got to stop that one. Yep, because there's high risk of a fall there. Someone getting hurt from that position. Arms and legs were trapped. Fall to the ground that way, and it might not be pretty. So Schaff will start from the bottom position, fires up off the whistle. Chance for an escape. The Trainer wrestler does a great job of throwing him back down to the mat. Really close to having locked hands there.
The Southwest Iowa corner was calling for locked hands there, but we got a blood stoppage.
Yeah, we bumped a nose, it looks like. So we'll have it's too bad we can't have a media timeout, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Only if that media timeout included a cheeseburger. Then I'd have 2 media timeouts, Coach.
Yeah, a couple of cheeseburgers, wouldn't you? Well, you need a couple to catch up with me. Just saying.
And as we're stoppage on our mat, we look down, and it's a tight duel on the other end with a 33-30 score, and I'm not sure which team's the home team, so we'll figure that one out. But it's a pretty good duel happening down here between Woodbine and Tri-Center. 2 teams are going to see a lot of each other.
Yeah, they all year long. Yeah.
Well, and Trainer also, right? I mean, I guess we're all right here, but you know that old Woodbine and
they'll see each other at tournaments all year. They'll see each other at a few duels. Which, then it becomes kind of strategic. You know, you start learning the wrestlers' tendencies and what they like to do and how they do it, and try to find ways to maybe stay out of some of those.
And that's where the coaching comes in, right? That's, you game plan. You think, well, we know we game plan in football and basketball and things like that, but guess what? They're going to sit down and watch film. They scout their opponents, and they're going to say, what they like and dislike and how each match is wrestled. So a lot of coaching goes in and game planning to the strategy aspect of it as you enter a match.
And we're about to resume action here again on the red and black mat. Blake Schaff of the Southwest Iowa Warriors is in the bottom position.
15 seconds left.
And Keneally and the trainer on the top position, 15 seconds. Schaff trying to get out, get an escape. It's a 2-2 score right now. Schaff had 2 for a takedown. Keneally had 2 for a reversal. And that's how the period will end.
We mentioned the young man doing the towel, being the towel boy on this red mat, doing a great job earlier.
Yeah,
the young lady on the towel job here to go tap the official. I think she just ran a half a mile. She started out and then she ran around the athletic training table, was cut back in, that she didn't want to cut in front of Brian Clark here for Valley News, so she went around him and she ran about a half mile to get across the mat.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of trips out and back.
It
so
is,
thank you to both those student athletes that helped put on this show tonight.
So Schaff will work from the top position here, trying to find something to work. Schaff does a good job of staying in the middle, but that also can be something that the ref could warn him on for stalling, for not being maybe what's going to happen here. Nope, we're going to have another blood time.
More blood time.
Like we popped out a cotton ball out of the nose, and you'll have that.
But you're correct. They're going to probably won't be long, and Mr. Lefevre will say, "Hey, you got to work off the side. You can't just ride parallel there." And he'll verbally warn him, and then Blake will get off the side, and if he doesn't, that'll result in a stall call.
See another wrestler from over here at Sydney that just walked out the door, John Graham.
Yes.
John and Jacob both were good wrestlers for the
Yep,
wrestling team
and their
back
father,
then.
Mark, was assistant coach on that team, and then I had the privilege of working with Mark in wrestling as a Southwest Raider and then as a Sydney Cowboy as we split back apart. And then, of course, Mark, with all his football accolades,
do you realize how
got
bad
to coach with Mark for a long, long time.
Do you realize how bad my days were at the end of the day during high school?
You got to go,
to wrestling
get beat
practice
up by
and wrestle Mark Graham and
Tim Travis,
and oh my gosh, like Dan Gordon and
so that made homework
Graham,
seem easy, right?
Doug Hobby. I mean, holy moly!
You couldn't wait to do algebra.
Oh,
really good job off the whistle by Keneally to get up and get a point.
there was too, and not. Oh, I thought he was going to give him 2 for a takedown there too, but we're neutral. So 2-3.
Sporting Parts came down out of bounds.
Back to neutral. Schaff quick on the head. Tries to stuff the head. Doesn't get done. Neely in on a double leg. Ooh, another nice takedown there. Neely not messing around now. Keneally's kind of fired up.
They can't keep the cotton in the nose. We got more blood time.
So we're at, I believe we're at a 2-3 score. Is that correct? Did he give him 2 for the takedown there, Coach?
But he also had to escape earlier.
Right.
So it should be
2
5.
to 5. Yes.
Yep, 5-2. Blood time used to be 5 minutes. The wrestler gets a cumulative time of 5 minutes. If they get the blood, you can't stop, then it would have to be a medical forfeit. Injury time is 2 minutes. So if you injure anything that's not bleeding, Coach, you get a 2-minute window to fix the ailment and to retake the mat. And it is cumulative. So you take 30 seconds here and 10 seconds here and 15 seconds there. You just add them together. But once it reaches the 5-minute window, the match now then is over.
Right.
And
they're taking extreme measures.
They're wrapping gauze all the way around his face.
They want to try to get it stopped to where they can continue this match. I was watching the athletic trainer over there. He's just monkey wrenching that Q-tip up there tight.
We're going to keep this thing in. We're going to put this around your eyes, around your nose.
Well, you can wrestle blindfolded, can't you?
We're going to find out.
So, and he's got a 5-2 lead right now.
I want you to come to school tomorrow on that. Coach, I want you to get a little foam.
I did during COVID.
And wrap it around your face like that. Steve Lefevre's got a laugh out of that.
You're lucky I'm not over there putting the cotton tips up his nose. I'd be drawing little eyeballs on that eye band.
But as action resumes, it's 5-2 in favor of Keneally from Trainer over Schaff from Southwest Iowa. He pulled him right up, did that cardinal sin of don't pull him on top of you.
Yeah, Schaff doesn't want to get too high here, but
he's got plenty of time. There's still a minute left.
Yep, wants to keep that. Oh, it's kind of a weird. So there's 2 for a reversal, but he's got 2 back points. We got a scoring little fiasco here. Looks like
it's 7-6.
6-7 score.
Schaff got 2 reversal, 2 near fall, and then gave the two reversal back.
So we're at 44 seconds to go in the second period. Schaff trails 6-7 for the Warriors versus Keneally of the.
Coach Lang asking for that 3rd near fall point, but it wasn't awarded.
So I think we see blood on the back of. Okay. Sees blood on the back of Schaff and says we better clean it up. So
wrestlers kind of policing themselves out there, Coach.
Yeah. One thing about it, both wrestlers are getting a chance to not be gassed.
Yeah. This early in the season, you kind of like, they probably appreciate a stoppage every now and then.
Yeah. I would, like every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, I don't know. Schaff fires up off the whistle, right to a tripod stance, trying like heck. Oh, he's got a headlock.
He's got a headlock, and so if he can throw it, he's got to bring his hips back up and put his hips to the mat too early.
Now you need to let go of that head. You need to probably let go of that head. Schaff not quite giving up on it yet. Does have an opportunity for the headlock again. If he could just get them hips underneath him, he's got a chance.
If he pops his hips up, he's...
A trainer wrestler may pop his head first. That was probably smart to give that up, but...
No points awarded because the trainer wrestler already had the...
Schaff, you want to get out of bounds quick, get back to the middle to get a chance to get that escape in yet. Oh, Schaff may still get the escape. Nope, going to call him out of bounds with 6 seconds. He'll still be in the bottom position.
Got a chance to score here in a short time.
Yeah, he's got to be quick. It's going to have to be real quick here. Maybe get him to lock hands. Back up, back up, back up. Nope, the trainer wrestler does a good job of keeping him to the mat.
Stopping that first move.
And it'll end 6-7 in the second period. We'll go into the third period. Schaff will have his choice here. And it looks like Coach Lang says, you're going down, buddy. You're going down, you're going to get out. I love the fact that Schaff tries for that headlock. Makes me nervous, though, when he reaches over like that.
Yeah.
It's once again, it's that feast or famine with that headlock. So.
And again, such a young wrestler, still new to the sport.
Right.
Things he'll learn.
Still doing a great job of wrestling, though. I mean, from what he was last year to now, a lot of growth.
The thing with Blake Schaff, you're always going to get 110% and a full motor forever, however long the match lasts. Then as he gets better technician to go with that, you're going to see a really, really good wrestler. We got a stall call.
We got a stall call.
On top.
Yeah, so the trainer wrestler called for a stall call. That's a warning only.
Next one will result in a point. And consider it's a 1-point match. That's a big point.
Yes, it is. 1:29 to go in the third period here.
Not that the match we're watching is going slowly.
They're done over here.
But we've had 3 matches, Coach. Yeah. We're on match number 3. I guess if you add the junior varsity match 4.
Yep.
And the duel to our left is already over.
Over with, yeah. And it wasn't an bunch of empty weight classes either.
And I do not know at the final. I see 39-33. Based on looking at the roster, I would. Tri-Center does have a more full roster, but I'm not going to speculate and say they won. But it's a 39-33, and they are done as. Again, we started with a JV match and then had a forfeit, then Edelman, then Schaff. This is actually our 3rd match on the mat.
Yeah.
But every match has gone well, I guess Seth did end with a fall,
but he did drag it out a little bit and got some time on the mat. So, and we did stop it too for celebration of Seth Edelman's new record as the all-time leading winning record in Southwest Iowa wrestling history.
So Schaff's in a great spot as far as on the mat. He's down by a point on the scoreboard, but he's in a scoring position, right? It's easier to score underneath than it is on top.
This is where you want to be if you're down right now. And he's got a chance to get that 1-point escape at least here if he sprawls. He's got an opportunity. Got an opportunity to get the one. Will they give him the one? Yes.
They did get the one
point. We're neutral.
And we can't forget that the trainer wrestler's already been warned for stalling.
Yeah, that could be crucial here too. Trainer wrestler seems to be fatigued pretty good here. So Schaff and another nail biter.
As long as Schaff keeps moving forward here, we might be able to draw a stall call, which would be a 1 point.
Yep. And another nail biter here. Oh, Schaff with a toss. Back points. Possibly. Yes, back points. He's counting them.
No, what he can't do is take his feet.
Just stay right there and you're good.
There's no hurry because now all of a sudden you have a two takedown. You have a 5-point lead with 41 seconds left.
Just stay where you're at. Schaff's in good shape here.
And we're going to fall.
He'll get the fall.
Good for Blake Schaff.
Yes, absolutely. What a great night for Blake Schaff. I mean, wow. Very impressive sophomore wrestler.
That young man, Keneally, says, it might be easier to breathe if I get this cotton out of my nose and this wrap off my face.
Yes. Once again, Blake, the son of Brandon Schaff, Sydney graduate. And
we're going to move up to another sophomore, Flint Bell, at the 150-pound weight class, and Danny Kinsella from Trainer. As Kinsella's here at the scores table, waiting to see Flint Bell.
We're at 150
report,
pounds. Yep.
And we'll see if it looks like maybe Coach Lang might be holding Flint Bell back and not sending him to the table. We might be trading off 6 here and bumping Bell up.
Bumping Bell up to 157.
Because we are open at 157.
Right. So it's either going to be. You want to try to say that last name, Coach, at 150 for Trainer?
Yes, Danny Kinsella.
Kinsella.
Shares the same last name as a coach. Well,
yep.
I'm assuming it's a relative of some sort.
Probably a pretty good wrestler.
Yep.
He's going to wrestle. So if it's Flint Bell at 157, if they bump him up, he'll take on Tyson McCain of Trainer at 157, who watched wrestle earlier, and he was a good little wrestler too.
McCain?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got Flint Bell, who weighed in at 150, giving up. He's going up to 157 as we bumped away from Danny Kinsella, and Tyson McCain from Trainer.
So McCain and Bell here.
At this point, I don't know which score is correct as far as the team score. I apologize. They don't have it on the scoreboard. I'm sure that one's not correct because
it's not.
I could probably figure it out real quick if I had a pen or pencil.
What's team score? 17-16 score. Sorry, Coach, I took your math from you. I cheated.
That's all right.
Okay, so the referee's time, something happened there. I think we bump heads.
Yeah, I tell you what, we had quite the action. We had quite the action with some bridging going on and some tossing and it.
Injury time. Little stiff neck or something go on there for the Trainer wrestler. Kane. No points given yet.
17-6 is the score.
17-6 team score, yes.
In favor of Southwest Iowa?
Yes. Earlier action, watch Southwest Iowa win 46-24 over Woodbine, and they lost their second duel 33-39 to the Tri-Center Trojans, leading 17-6 right now versus the Trainer Cardinals. And on the mat at 157 is Flint Bell of Southwest Iowa Warriors versus 157 is Tyson McCain of Trainer. Bell with a single leg shot, not there. McCain answers with a shot of his own. Bell sprawling, trying to fight it off. McCain does a great job of getting around and getting the 2-point takedown.
Right now, Bell just has to base down and make sure he doesn't give up any back points, as the 2 points have already been awarded.
He's got kind of a butcher arm thing there. Kane trying to work. Did work a butcher. Now he's got him in a tight position. Bell almost able to roll through. Bell does a great job of getting off of his backside there. And not giving up a fall there because that was pretty tight. Now it's a front headlock. Front headlock right to the, there's the pin. There's the fall for McCain. Over Bell as Bell bumped up to 157.
And that tightens up your
Team score.
team score. Should be about 17-12 at this point. And we go on to 165, and Parker Myers
Yes, but he's still
coming off
still
of that
exhausted.
marathon.
Yeah. This would be like his, what, 4th match tonight
Yeah,
now?
I bet he feels like it is.
But he does too.
He'll wrestle Jude Thiel
So
from Trainer.
we're at 165. Parker Myers versus Jude Thiel.
I'll guarantee I know one thing Parker is, and that's warmed up.
Yeah. No doubt that he should be. Both are long, tall, strong-bodied wrestlers. Oh, Thiel right to the headlock.
And I noticed right there, as soon as we went, Parker got caught on his heels backing up and got his heels caught in the mat.
And he's in trouble there. That's a quick pin for Thiel. Because Parker was trying to bridge and wasn't there because Thiel had a great lock on his head, picking his head up there.
And that pushes the Trainer Cardinals ahead, 18-17.
18-17 score, and we're
moving
on
on
to
to
190.
175 first.
175, yes. Where looks like Cardinals will get another forfeit here.
Zach Robbins will take the mat
take
for
the
another
mat.
6 points.
Going to put the Cardinals in the lead.
Should be 18 plus 4, or plus 6, sorry. 24-17 as we move to 190 with Landon Roof and Levi Young. Landon Roof is junior for Southwest Iowa, and Levi Young representing the Trainer Cardinals.
Well, Roof's got a couple wins on him, I believe.
We look like there's going to be about 3 more matches on the mat, Coach. We've got these 3 upper weights, then we got some forfeits to hand out at the bottom weights, and a recognition of Gabe Johnson, and that'll conclude the evening. So hang in there. If you're watching at home, we're near the end.
We're at 190 here. So Roof will tie up the Southwest Iowa Warrior wrestler. Roof. Young from Trainer. Little head tie
Young
going on
with
here.
kind of a front headlock.
Yep.
You tie up that front headlock and you take his chin to the mat, which is what Young did. He's got a little
underarm there.
Now it comes off the head. Roof does a good job of backing out of there. Didn't like where he was, able to back out of that.
Both wrestlers in a nice shot attempt there by Young. He'll get the 2-point takedown. Kind of just snuck that one in there.
Yeah.
We're at the edge of the mat here, close to being.
Again, I know it's
middle.
not 215 in heavyweight, but you still don't see a lot of good singles.
No, not
once
even.
you get at 190, and that was a pretty good single leg by
Yep.
Levi Young at the 190-pound weight class.
190-pound weight class. A lot of linebackers in football at this weight class. So Roof will be in the bottom position here, trying to work his way to the top. Yep, position. Young working an arm and an ankle. Trying to drive him back to his base. He's trying to use that arm. Oh, attempt to tie the wrist behind his back and then go for the arm bar on the other side, but come up just a little short as Roof was able to wrist control out of that.
As we're 3/4 of the way through the first period with 30 seconds remaining. Score being 2-0 in favor of Levi Young of Trainer over Landon Roof from Southwest Iowa.
There's the cross the body and the.
Right now, we hope
bar.
the time. That was in pretty tight.
Yes, it was. Roof may be in some trouble here. He's on the bottom. Yep, there's the pin.
8 seconds left, and unfortunately for Roof, he got thrown to his back. And as we said, you get to these upper weights, that's an awful tough fight off.
It is.
And tough break for Roof, but if you're looking at it from the other aspect, Levi Young did a great job of getting that fall for Trainer right at the end of the period.
Leave that to. Does that bring the team score to 17-30?
Yep, 30-17.
In favor of Trainer.
As we go on to 2:15 with Christian Meyer and Lowell Knott. Meyer, a senior. We've kind of traded off. I know that Colton Wilson's taken the mat once and Meyer's taken the mat once, and we're back to Meyer.
So the 215-pound weight class. Meyer quick on the grasp of the head.
this duel's not out of reach yet,
No.
but we can't afford to lose another match, or the team score will be decided for the most part.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're going to give away 6, 106, but we're going to gain 6 back from Gabe Johnson. So
assuming that they give him the forfeit, correct? Will he have
yeah,
the match?
you know what? Now the closer I take a little closer look, Coach, I do think it's probably decided.
Probably a done deal here. There's 2-point takedown for not.
Yeah, because if we would happen to finish with 2 falls, that'd put us at 29, and we trade forfeits going down to lower weight. So
Stoppage of that as the arm once again was at that 45 and not at a 90.
if my math is correct, I think this duel is probably decided, but we've still got some individual records to worry about and mat time and experience.
So Mayer, is it Meyer or Mayer?
Meyer.
Meyer,
Yep.
215.
Spelled Mayer, but it's pronounced Meyer, according to Coach Lang.
Okay.
So if we're saying it wrong, we're going to blame it on the head coach, who I
There you
double-checked with twice because the spelling does not look like Meyer.
No, it had me thrown for a loop, but Meyer working off the bottom here. Senior wrestler for the Warriors at the 215-pound weight class versus not of trainer. And woo, that's tight.
We hope we don't get another fall here for
Might. Meyer, not in a position he
there
wants to be
is,
in.
and with 2 seconds left. So that's the second time a Warrior's taken a fall in the final 3 seconds of the period. Again, different perspective. Great job by the trainer Cardinal wrestlers to finish that thing off before period 2, and just unfortunately our guys in short time there, the last 2 weight classes, couldn't survive.
No. Hey, we got Mason Doble coming off of a big victory here.
Yes,
Last-
wrestling Maverick Kalb, as it is. It's Kalb, Coach.
Maverick Kalb.
So Mason and Maverick going at it, and it's, according to my roster sheet, it'll be the last live action, but of course we've got a forfeit handout and a recognition for Gabe Johnson, I'm assuming.
Lots to celebrate tonight for sure. So Mason Doble, the junior for the Southwest Iowa Warriors. Circles in the center of the mat. Mason moves good for a big guy. Side to side.
I'm watching his feet, and he hasn't crossed him yet. He's come close, but that's a good job because cross your feet might be one of the biggest do not do's, right? Of the no-nos.
Yes.
In wrestling is cross your feet, and again, for a big guy, Mason was shuffling and did come close to cross him, but did not cross his feet.
Oh.
So that's good body awareness.
Yeah, just a week ago, he had a stoppage at wrestling practice with that shoulder, so I'm glad to see him back out here today. I know, visit with him in class a couple of times, and he's really being bothered by it, but he's sucking it up today and wrestling for his team, he said. So kudos to Mason for that. So he'll circle in the middle here in 55 seconds.
Halfway
just under
through
a minute.
period 1.
Yeah, just under a minute to go in the period. We're now locked up like a couple of battering rams, Coach.
I wouldn't want to lock up with either one of them. Or my shoulder would look a lot worse than Mason's.
Yeah. Both wrestlers just looking for any kind of a little bit of an advantage to make something happen here.
I tell you, and this is the type of wrestler you're going to see at the 285-pound class a lot. This first period on their feet, and they'd like to feel each other out and check out their center of gravities and see if they're cross their feet. And as the match goes on, the action will pick up.
Oh, there's a headlock attempt on that shoulder. Mason able to fight it off. No, he's not. 2 points, going to lose 2 there. Right at the 8 seconds to go in the period. Well, you'd like to see him be able to get an escape here, but not going to happen.
So he's going to take a 2-0 deficit going into period number 2.
So the trainer wrestler will start in the bottom position.
Something you don't always see at the 285 when you get the choice. They usually go neutral on top. They don't. Underneath is not a popular spot
not someplace
in the 285-pound weight class, but obviously every wrestler's different, right?
Yes.
And they know their strengths.
Yes.
So it's 2-0 in favor of Kalb,
Yep.
the wrestler from trainer.
Doble working a cross face and an ankle. Breaks him off of his base, down to his base.
Trying to pull that across and run that butcher is what he's trying to do, run a
Yep.
butcher from his knees, but he's got to be careful.
Cobb doing a good job of getting up to his base.
At this point, Mason might be better coming around front and running him straight over like a bull rush.
Yeah.
Oh, great balance by Kalb.
Calvin Hill get the 2-point reversal. 2-point reversal. He'll lead. Should be 4-0.
4-0.
Yep.
And that's his turn to go to work, and we'll see if Doble can
Fight off
muster
his-
up and out of here.
Right off of the bottom of his bases. There he's trying to get back, and Cobb trying to control the wrist and get it behind that shoulder of Doble's. Doble fighting off a crossface now. Oh, that's tough. He was down here before and got out of this, Coach.
He
somehow.
was.
See if he can
He
figure
was
it out
down
again.
here before and got out.
That's
Oh,
tough, yeah. So Cobb will get the pin at 285. So there it is. There's the
and I think that'll bring your dual score to 36-17, and now we'll go down to 106 with Ethan Chambers walking out and taking a forfeit. And both teams, I believe, are open at 113.
so 1742, I believe, is the
And then we got the senior Gabe Johnson at 120.
might have a match here, Coach.
Well,
We do have a match. Gabe Johnson's going to get a match. Looks like Gabe Johnson will wrestle at 120. 126? 120.
he did. They bumped him up to 126.
126, and he'll
Luke
wrestle
Parrott.
Luke Parrott.
Good. Good. That's good for both wrestlers. Luke Parrott wants a match tonight. Also, he didn't want to go one with another forfeit, and Gabe Johnson won the opportunity to take the mat.
Got to have the bands on both wrestlers.
So again, Gabe shooting for victory number 100 in his career,
I show the score 48-17
and he's wrestling Luke Parrott from trainer.
team score, but
Gabe bumped up a class.
Gabe in on a single leg shot, right to the mat for a 2-point takedown. Gabe going for something special here, Coach.
Yeah, win 100.
Win 100 right here. Another great milestone for another great wrestler.
Yep, and
Great career. Just early start of the season, but got a lot of promising things for Gabe. A nice little roll.
good job by Parrott staying away from the criteria.
Roll tilt there. He's only going to get 2 back
It is
points.
2 rather
but
than 3. That's a good job by Luke Parrott from trainer to avoid that 3 near fall.
Gabe working the top side here. Got wrist control and a gut wrench on the other side. Sit out attempt by the trainer wrestler. Parrott. Johnson with a 4-0 lead in the first period. 45 seconds to go in the match. Looking for something here. Another sit-out attempt by Parrott of trainer. Comes up short.
You know, I look across the way and I see a lot of people from that 92-93 team, and you know, some of them traveled away, so they're gonna get their money's worth. But they're sitting here and support this year's version of our program's wrestling team, and you know, supporting Brad as his son is going for a 100th win tonight. So it's good to see those guys stick around and get to celebrate with Brad and support Coach Lang and his crew.
Yep. So
as the period winds down with 4 seconds left as we go into period number 2 with Johnson out to a 4-0 lead over Luke Parrott. And I can tell right now Luke Parrott's a pretty good wrestler in his own right.
Yes. Absolutely. Green. So Johnson won the toss, deferred. Trainer wrestler Parrott chooses to go in the neutral position. And I would venture to say that might be Johnson's strong point, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Gabe's pretty good on his feet. Now we'll see if you jinx him, Coach, but I agree with you.
So
I think Gabe's very comfortable on his feet.
There's 2-point takedown. Just tucked the head down and spun around and collected the 2 points. 6-0. Johnson the lead, trying a cross-face cradle attempt, not there. He'll give up on that and work a front wrist control. Set out attempt by Parrott that was almost caught by Johnson, and he almost sucked him back into his back for back points. Johnson will go for the tilt. He's going
to get some near fall.
Points.
And that'll push that lead to at least 8.
He's going to get 3 this
get
time.
9. He's going to push that lead to 9-0 with 1:07 left in period number 2.
And back to the middle we go.
Gabe Johnson, the senior, the returning state qualifier, shooting for 100 career victories in this match.
Yep.
Wrestling Luke Parrott from trainer. This will be the last match of the evening, and the team score has been decided in favor of trainer.
How cool has this got to be for Brad and Billy to watch their sons tonight and reach these milestones? And I mean, that's just got to be a lasting lifetime memory that this night is for those guys, and I'm happy for them.
And again, to have their old classmates back,
I mean,
it makes it just the cherry on top, right?
Recognition yourself and your sons, which is twice as good as your own, you know.
There we've got a chicken wing in, an arm bar.
Going to try to run that puppy. If he gets him tilted here, it might be over because that's pretty tight in there deep.
He's already getting some near fall criteria met.
And there it is there, and that's a pin, Coach.
He had him, I think.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Well, Gabe Johnson successful at 126 pounds with the pin with 14 seconds left to go in the second period. Johnson will.
That victory gives Gabe Johnson his 100th for his career.
Another milestone
now they recognize those two seniors reaching their milestone with Seth Edelman and Gabe Johnson.
100 wins.
Well-deserved recognition, and the final team score will be 48-23 in favor of trainers. So a great night of wrestling. Our Southwest Warriors came up a little short with 1 and 2 on the evening, but it is dual 1, and we had some opens. Have a few injuries and guys that struggle with weight right now, but we'll get that ironed out. And Coach Lang will put a solid crew on the mat week in and week out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just an outlook of the night versus the Woodbine Tigers. We started the first duel of the evening with a win, with 46-24 for the Southwest Iowa Warriors. Then we wrestled the Tri-Center Trojans and come up short 33-39. And this last match with the Cardinals, 23-48. Coach, what's your thoughts?
All right, it's always a fun night. It's great to get the season kicked off. And when you can kick it off with the celebrations that we had here this evening of the 92-93 team, and then the accomplishments of our two senior wrestlers out there that returning state qualifiers, they have big goals, and for them to get recognized, just a great all-around evening.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And, I mean, just all the wrestlers in general. I mean, I just thought there was just wonderful effort. A lot of guys that just poured it all out there, I thought. And very successful night for the Warriors.
And if you are listening home, we'll try to get Gabe and Seth up here just for something quick if they got time. I know they've got a lot of family and their family friends back here, but if they can give us a quick second, we'll do a quick conversation with Gabe and Seth if they're able to make it over here.
Yeah, they're getting some pictures taken with Mom. Getting some pictures taken real quick. And
Coach Thompson, Mom's out trump us.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know that.
Well, I'm not going to go get in the middle of that deal. I guarantee
we will
that.
always get out trumped by moms.
Yes.
I do in my own household,
Yes.
and I do outside of my own household.
So if we can get their attention, we'll get them up here for you. Looks like the newspaper might beat us to it. So.
But if you hang on at home, if you're listening, and you give us maybe a minute or so, we'll get those two gentlemen up here and do a quick question and answer session. We'll get their, we'll congratulate them, and we'll get their feelings on the accomplishment and what they want to get accomplished. Although I can tell you what both of them are going to say, Coach, but I'll let them tell you.
Yeah. It'll just be good to hear from them. But but absolutely. So.
If you've stuck around on the stream, we appreciate it, and I know there's a lot of people that put money into this from the community, Coach, and Coach Lang doesn't have a list of sponsors up here, but I know that a lot of people make this happen, and we appreciate it, and hopefully you're able to enjoy some of our sporting events here at Sydney via the stream.
Yes.
The ones that Coach Thompson and I don't butcher up, but we'll do this again. It won't be long. We'll probably set up on the mezzanine, or we'll probably sit right here and call a basketball game.
I imagine we'll get one or two in. But here comes the balloons.
Now we got some balloons coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get Gabe to suck some of that helium.
I wondered that too. That'd be a fun practice, wouldn't it?
Let him talk to you with lungs full of helium.
Yeah.
Sound better with me. My lungs full of congestion.
Right. It's like they got the family waiting over there too to see him. So it might be a few minutes yet before we get those two gentlemen over here, but maybe
we could always bring Dean up here. Dean Rasmussen.
Yeah, there you go, Dino. Maybe we could get Coach Lang even up here to say a few words while those guys are going there. See, he get his thoughts on the evening, maybe, possibly.
He's around his family too. He's got his
surrounded by families.
Wife Becky and Reagan and Riley over there. They're doing a little talking. Father-in-law.
Pretty cool to see the support, family support. Coach Lang's got his hands full, with the athletic director work and the wrestling coach work, and making sure everybody's getting these mats rolled up just right. So, but
I see fist bumps. Maybe we got him coming. All right, we see Gabe pointing at us. He says, "Seth, let's go. Let's go, Coach, get this over with."
I'm going to take off my headset. I'm going to let you talk to the boys.
Seth's working his way up the stairs.
You hear me?
Seth, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, first of all, congratulations, my man.
Thank
121 career victories, right?
Yes, sir.
Put you at top of the Southwest Iowa charts, and along the way you passed your brother, I imagine. He probably was up near the top. Was that tell me about that. I know that you're not in it for those individual records, especially this early. You got bigger goals, but what does it mean to move atop of that chart with some good wrestlers, including your brother and the Kyle Kesterses of the world and the other guys who are on that board? What does that mean to you to take that top spot?
Like I just said, it's something to think about as a kid growing up. You junior high, you're looking at everybody and thinking if you can do this, and here I am.
Here you are, number one and counting, right?
Yes,
and we just got started. You got a lot of wrestling ahead of you. And I tell you, we talked during the broadcast and during the night is how much time you've put in, and just tell us how much mat time do you put in a just 365-day year? Because Coach and I kind of touched on it, but you know better than we do. And what does it take? What does it take to get to 121 career victories?
I think since freshman year, I've always wrestled in the spring and a little preseason. I think since my freshman year. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, always working out, staying in shape, a lot of discipline, but a lot of it's mat time, as you said. It's get experience under your belt.
And you're wrestling do you still wrestle year round? And I know at one time you guys were traveling to Council Bluffs on a weekly basis, maybe more than once a week. And
yeah, I hit a club up in Council Bluffs now, and they're pretty awesome.
And I tell you, and Gabe will work his way up there. I think he's still over kissing babies and signing autographs and whatever he's doing. But tell you what, I mentioned during our stream as Gabe was on the mat, and you were right there by Coach Lang, and you could see your head bobbing and weaving, and what does it mean to have a wrestling room? And it's good to have the numbers, but you've got a classmate that also has kind of fallen in love with the sport, and I know at one time traveled with you, but to have that guy to go with that's really a quality wrestler to every night in the wrestling room, do you guys just push each other to the limit? What does that mean to have someone else in the room?
It's definitely huge, and it's killer for improvement. Like it's a competitive friendship. Obviously, it's a brotherhood in the room, and we're there to make each other better.
Yeah, I said that, you probably say you're probably each other's biggest fans too. When he's on the mat, there's nobody probably coaching him harder and cheering for him, and I know it is vice versa. But so we're just getting started. It's nice to get that first night out of the way, and you get ready for your tournament this week. And, 2-time state qualifier, and you made some noise up there last year. And so I know I'm going to ask you this, knowing what you're going to tell me, but do you want to expand on any goals, or is it too early to talk about goals yet, or what do you have set? What are you looking forward to as your senior season?
I got one last shot. Let's go for it all. And there's another record for Sydney I got to break.
And you want to share that with us? What number are you shooting for?
I think it's 156 or 157.
Okay, and that's well within reach, isn't it? It's going to take a great season and some luck health-wise, and just to meet all those matches. But I think that's within reach.
Yes, sir.
That'll be awesome. And you know what? I wish you luck. We'll have fun watching and following you and talking to you in the hallways, and let's go get them this year.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There you got their senior, Seth Edelman, 2-time state qualifier. Now he's the #1 on the charts, all-time victories for Southwest Iowa Warriors. And we'll wait just a second. We'll get Gabe up here, and we'll visit with Gabe. Gabe's still there taking family pictures, which deservedly so.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to interrupt that.
And
either.
we're not going to try to rush him from that. They got the family together, and we've got all night to celebrate.
All kinds of Johnsons over there. I know you don't want to get in the middle of that wrestling.
Absolutely not.
But yeah,
we said moms trump us, so do grandmas.
grandmas, grandpas, anybody with helium balloons.
Yeah.
We're kind of low man on the totem pole.
We are, and that's a tall totem pole that we're at the bottom of. So
two exciting nights of wrestling. We got to watch the girls last night.
Yes.
And the guys tonight. Man.
And the girls have been wrestling for a while now. They've won a couple tournaments they've been in and won some duels, and they've got some returning state qualifiers in their own right. And our stream shut down last night, and it's unfortunate because we didn't get a chance to bring a couple of those young ladies up here and visit with them. But hopefully we'll get another home duel or have another opportunity to grab some of those young ladies who are.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's just, man, it's phenomenal to see where that's gone from. Where it started to where it is now. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Not just our program, but just in general. Girls wrestling.
I see Gabe trying to get away. He's jogging over here.
Here he comes. All right.
So if you hang on for about 10 seconds, we'll get Gabe Johnson, put the headset on him, and we'll get a conversation.
Thank you.
Gabe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I can hear you. We're going to start off. First of all, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
100 career wins. That's a defeat in itself, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean? How much hard work does someone got to put in? I never got to 100 wins.
Countless hours, I guess. It takes a lot of time in the weight room and a lot of time in the wrestling room, so it pays off, though.
It's paying off, and I see you got a lot of. What does it mean to we've mentioned it as we were talking here, but got to be kind of special, especially anytime it happens, right? But the fact that your dad's here, not only is he here every time you wrestle, but tonight he had his teammates back from 1992 on that state dual team. So, your dad got to have a little pride on his shoulder. And we failed to mention that with Seth, same thing. But, he had all his buddies back. And guys that you probably either know personally or heard stories of, what does that mean tonight to have those guys here?
Yeah, there was definitely a little extra pressure on my shoulders coming out here with all these past wrestlers and all these great wrestlers that came through Sydney. I'm glad I could get the job done.
There you go, and I tell you, we were excited. Both looking at the roster here, we were a little disappointed. We looked ahead and said, okay, we got a couple forfeits, but it worked out just right where Seth was able to bump up and get that go-ahead victory actually on the mat, and you were able to bounce up and get that 100 victory actually on the mat, not taking a forfeit. You got to be excited that you got that extra match.
Oh yeah, we were looking at the roster earlier, me and Lang, and we were trying to figure out how we could get that match to line up with my 100th win, and we got it done.
So, the night one's in the books, 3-0, win 100, and we're off to a good start. How do you think tonight went for you? You got to, there's two matches on the mat against opponents, and got to work a few things out and shake off the rust. It's always nice to get out of that wrestling room and onto the mat in real competition. So what? Take me through tonight. Did it go kind of as planned?
Yeah, I still feel just as confident as I did on my feet last year. Coming back, feel like I'm the best wrestler on my feet in the state. And, I mean, I didn't spend any time on bottom, which I can't complain about, but I know I'll need work there this season. So.
Well, I will verify at home, Coach Thompson did not slip him a $100 bill, because I say that because when you went on your feet, I think the trainer wrestler chose neutral. And we said, well, we didn't know that was the best move, because we thought you were more than comfortable on his feet, and said we probably think Gabe's the best on his feet, and you come up here and make us look kind of smart, which takes a lot. But, you know, I'll be remiss. I'm going to go back and ask you kind of the same thing I asked Seth. In the wrestling room, okay, you know, it's got to be nice to have a guy, a classmate that you're buddies with and you get along with, but to have someone of the quality of Seth Edelman and the quality of Gabe Johnson, just night in and night out, bashing heads and going at it and working each other. And we see you guys when the other one's on the mat, the other guy is right there by the coach, and you're kind of either wrestling night with him. Your guys each other's biggest fan. And what does it mean to have a kid like that in the wrestling room, a buddy, a classmate?
Oh, I'm forever grateful for him. I mean, we spent so much time together, not only in high school and wrestling, but since we were just little kids growing up, and we've been wrestling together for, I don't know, 12 years now, and I mean, it pays off. We work our butts off in the room every day, and we push each other every day, and
Absolutely.
It pays off.
It sure does, and it's fun for us to see as coaches and old guys to sit back and again, it was fun to watch when you're on the mat. You couldn't see it, but I mean, literally Seth was right there by Coach Lang, and he was, and I know you're just intent on his match. You're each other's biggest fans. So, one last question. We get the year started 3-0 again. I've mentioned that already. You're getting ready to go into the first weekend of the tournaments and returning state qualifier. You got up there, got your feet wet, got to experience the environment, and just, you know, too early for goals. I know you got them set, but you're too early. Do you want to share them, or do you want to talk about what your expectation outlook is this season?
Oh, I definitely look forward to making state, but not only making state, but qualify or getting on the podium up there, which is a big goal, but I think it's accomplishable. And then every day in the room, I look forward to getting bigger, faster, stronger every day and pushing myself, getting in better condition, and working my tail off.
There you go. I tell you what, we're in good hands. Coach Lang's built a program going on here, but when he can lean on, not only we've got some other seniors on the team like Christian Mayer, but when he can have two guys like you and Seth in that room, it makes life so much easier. So you keep being a leader, and good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks,
have a great
Coach.
season, buddy.
Yes, thanks, Coach. Thank you.
Well, Coach, there you have it.
That's it.
Talk to the heart and the soul. We'll get Coach Lang up here another time, but
Yeah.
you heard from the most important people, and Coach Lang would tell you that, and that's his wrestlers.
Two athletes, yes, absolutely. Great night for all wrestlers. Thanks everybody that stuck with us and listened to us jibber jabber all night. It's been fun, Coach. Again, as always, like you, I look forward to it every year. Not just to get to watch wrestling, but to get to hang out with one of my best friends and talk wrestling. So it's been fun. Thank you for that. And
Well, we'll cross our fingers we get another home duel and give us another opportunity to come
Yeah.
up here and do it. And if not, I think the next time we'll be working is probably watching that basketball go up and down the court.
there you go. That wouldn't be so bad either.
Nope, that's a lot of
So,
fun to call too, and we have
absolutely.
a lot of basketball fans. And I tell you what, our young women are awful young, brand new coach, and Coach Grudel it'd be fun to watch his young team grow, and then Coach Buttrey with the boys basketball team.
Yeah.
You know, they're one of the favorites in the conference,
Yeah,
so it'd be
as they
fun to
should
follow
be.
both those programs as we move through the winter sports.
Absolutely. You know what else would be fun to follow right now? That cheeseburger you were
That
talking about a few
cheeseburger, we're
minutes
going to
ago.
chase some cheeseburgers, and
Yeah.
we will catch you the next time we have a home duel.
All right. We're out. Good night.